Ready? Go back. All right, how's everybody doing? This is Cheech Carrerio from the Cheech Manny and Silky Joe Silkman Show. And this is the special show. This is one of the best shows we're going to do. It is our 100th episode. Yes, people out there, if you didn't hear me, 100. We've done 100 Cheech and Manny podcast. Insane. I'm so excited about this. And today we're going to just talk about the ones we could remember and all the good moments. And there were so many. And just this is going to be like just a fun, free jam. We're going to pass the ball around. So what's up, Manner? How's everything?
Oh, dude, life is good, man. I'm excited. I can't believe we have by the way, we have more than 100.
Oh, I know,
But,
I know. We're getting closer to 200, like 200 soon.
dude, 100 episodes, man, since we started. It's been a journey.
Yeah, and we have like a whole new series that I started. I wrote an episode already, and Joe, we're gonna have you come on in like in the 70s and the
Wait,
60s.
can I guess? Oh, well, I got a funny one though.
Yeah.
The Roy Harper Hour.
Oh yeah. Well, I wrote Stormcock, so Joe's gonna come back for that, and we're gonna be doing, what did you call it, Manny? Music through the Centennial.
Yeah, so what did I said the yeah, like the centennial, like something like that, like 100 years of music.
Yeah. I wrote the Roaring 1920s. I
Roaring
wrote that
20s.
episode, or
Yeah.
or somebody wrote it through me who lives in this house. I don't know, from the 20s. So
I think that's you're possessed.
I think I was possessed by the girl who lived in my room in 1920. But anyway, forget about that. Silky Joe, what's going
What's
on,
going on,
man?
Joe?
Everything's great. No complaints at all. I got to say, I might have to do a little tiny rant, but Robert Plant finished his American tour last night with Saving Grace, and he's been out and about lately. He was on the Stephen Colbert late night show last night, and they did a beautiful song called "Higher Rock," which featured Susie Dion, his female accompanist, vocalist. Fantastic, really. He is such a special kind of guy. And the rant is that I cannot believe that he is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or the Songwriters Hall of Fame as a solo artist.
God.
Wait, pause. He's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
As a solo artist, he is not. He is in as a member of Led Zeppelin. And despite having over 40 years as a solo artist, it's crazy because I remember Lou Gramm and Mick Jones of Foreigner. They were in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. They deserve it. They had great songs.
Hmm.
But Robert Plant has had great songs as well.
Zen to Now alone should be in it, you know.
Yeah,
Now and Then.
Now to say, yeah, I love that. I love that album.
Yeah.
it's funny because the way I see it, or characterize Plant's career. So he has his Zeppelin stuff, which that stuff is untouchable. But then he has his post-Zeppelin stuff, like Sting. You know how Sting from the Police has his police stuff, and then he has his post police stuff. So it's just funny how as a songwriter he's actually yeah, he's brilliant. And what I'm noticing is that in his solo career he's very eclectic. Like
Yeah.
he actually really talented. He's not only about hard rock or about women and topics he was singing with Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
But apart from that, but with Led Zeppelin, yeah, for the songwriting Hall of Fame, you should definitely, yeah, he should go in. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
Well, for songwriters, they actually consider that more of an achievement than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There is something about a lasting legacy of songwriting that,
Mm.
it'll last forever.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe he's not in. And what's crazy is if you go to like Google AI and you ask the question, is Robert Plant in the Songwriters Hall of Fame? It says yes, that he was put in 2019. I
Mm.
dug deeper. AI, don't believe AI all the time. You got to check and verify that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, what had happened was in 2019, Robert Plant taped a video tribute to John Prine, the great John Prine,
Mm.
who was placed in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. And so Robert Plant did a nice tribute to him. And so, and I guess AI picks up on that. It picks up on just Robert Plant, Songwriters Hall of Fame, but got it wrong. It was John Prine who was selected and enshrined in it. So we're entering the world of AI, and
Scary. And
it's scary.
Manny, we should do a free talk on I have one of these days about these AI bands that are out there. That's
Oh,
really annoying.
yeah, dude. That's maybe later tonight. Wink, wink. Like quick
Yeah,
free talk. Yeah, dude. What's scary about AI is that, in a way, and I think Rick Beato has talked about this.
yeah,
It is the future of music
yeah.
because what's going to end up happening is that I guess you kind of saw it with the Gorillas, if you guys know that band, where
Mhm.
it was like a computer band, right? But there was
Yeah,
real music behind it.
yeah,
But this time, it's both going to be computer generated images and music.
yeah,
And already on Spotify, there's already AI playlists where it's AI beats. It's just it's reaching new levels of something that has not been seen before.
yeah,
And just think about it, if we're gonna see the day, I think it's gonna come pretty soon where an AI is gonna chart. An AI created track is gonna chart,
yeah, yeah.
if it hasn't already.
Sad, but
And
to me, it's disgusting.
really
Yeah,
scary, you can also put in like in ChatGPT and any of these AI, well, I should call it artificial intelligence systems. It's crazy. You put in, I want to make a song in the style of Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, and it will shoot you a lyrics. Like you don't even have to try.
And you could put your voice in there, and you
Wh-
could sing like
Right,
you know.
right. I mean, now it's just, and we can have a free talk because now it raises questions of like ethics, the role of machines in music.
Mhm.
I mean, that was something that a lot of musicians were already talking about, like our band Rush,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
advent of machines in music, and it's here. So, and going back to Joe, it makes mistakes too. You gotta be careful.
yeah,
People are using it as like an all too,
Yeah,
guide or guru, and you
yeah.
just gotta be very careful.
yeah.
Anyway, check out YouTube. Robert Plant was on Stephen Colbert's late night show, did a song called Higher Rock that was broadcast. What didn't make it, but they had the videos out, is he did Ramble On as well. And a short interview with Stephen Colbert where they talk about sea shanties. It was pretty funny. But as far as the airing of it, there was just the one song. But yeah, Robert Plant should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a
Should
solo
be,
artist.
should be.
What more can he do? I don't know what more he can do. He's done it all.
I know.
I got
Shame.
to ask you, Manny, have you read all the books behind you?
I'm trying to. Actually, this that is a that is a picture based on my collection, my storage closet.
Wow.
I have so many books and like I don't know. I love collecting books. I think I've read like I'm reading like five right now. So I'm reading like five physical. I have two on my Kindle and three audiobooks. Like I'm always reading anyway. So this would be pretty accurate in the future. I would actually have a
Are
shelf
you,
like
are you in
Amazing.
a library?
no, no. It's a cool picture I found.
It's just a cool picture. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm in the archives, We're
You're in the Vatican archives.
I'm
Yeah.
in the Vatican archive.
Pull out some
Yeah,
stuff,
no, I was on Joe for a while. I had the topographic ocean album cover, and I was lost in those oceans.
Yeah,
Now I'm lost in this library here.
love it. Look, I
Yeah, I
was
think it's
saying,
based on the Yale library. So it's kind of cool. I would always want to.
Well, while we're talking about books, I would recommend everyone read The Right Stuff by Tom Wolfe about the Mercury space program, being that we have Artemis 2 on the dark side of the moon coming home. It's so cool. It's very timely. And it was a fantastic book. It was a very good movie as well, The Right Stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, I saw that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, around 1983 it came out.
Mm.
I got to read
But
it.
John Glenn, Alan Shepard, those great astronauts,
Yeah.
American heroes, very
So
good.
two books, Joe. I got to read that one and Ken Casey.
Yes, the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by Tom Wolfe, but really the central character is Ken Kesey,
Right.
who wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and
What a
Sometimes
brilliant
a Great
author.
Notion.
What a
Yeah.
brilliant author. Yeah, I got to start reading more. Yeah, those books you read. Yeah. And actually recently I just got a new one in my collection.
Yeah, Mr. Lee.
My FN Life. New biography of Geddy Lee. I had to get it.
Oh, I'm
And
gonna find out if my wife can bring that home for me.
oh,
I'm hoping they carry it at the Byram Schubert Library.
oh, they should definitely. Like these libraries are usually but I always love purchasing book. I was at Barnes and Noble and I saw this and I these are the books I want to support. Like because it's
Show the
cool.
cover again. It was My Effing Life.
My FN Life. Uh
Oh, I get it.
yeah.
Okay.
My FN Life. So it's really good. And I gotta give Pert's biography. I know Cheech has talked about.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
Alex have one? Alex?
No, he should do
He
one.
should do one. Why not? He's probably working
Him,
on it.
him and Getty are similar in like I think they were both immigrants, from Europe in that respect. I forgot where Al's from. The Czech Republic or something like that. I think that's where his
Mm.
mother and father came
Yeah.
from. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I read every book Neil ever wrote, you know.
Yeah,
So
I know
Neil's
you're a huge fan. I
and
mean, already for our viewers out there, you really got to know this podcast started because of Rush.
oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was our main. But I mean, we started with the new wave of British heavy metal,
Yeah,
which you and I've been listening to Iron Maiden recently. Oh my goodness, I
yeah.
listened to Son of a Seventh Son.
Great. I
Oh
saw that.
my,
I saw that tour.
and
I saw
somewhere
that.
in time, dude. This band. Anyway, my point is,
Deja vu. Deja vu.
dude. And I was listening to Power Slave.
Oh,
Well, oh my, Aces High.
Maiden had such a run, and this is going to like we're
Dude,
talking debut albums from
dude,
1980.
how is that possible? And did you see that reel I sent you on Instagram?
Which one?
It's actually on their official page. It was an interview with Bruce Dickinson saying, and I love his, he's such a smart sounding dude. Like
Oh yeah, he's like a
he
Neil Peart. He's so
he
intelligent.
really is. He's saying like, how,
Oh, and his book, his
well,
biography.
what's funny?
Oh my God,
What's the title of his biography?
which button does this one do, or something like
I
that?
I literally I'm thinking of buying it. Maybe I should have gotten it, but yes, I saw it because yeah, I saw it. It looked really
It's
interesting.
a lot like Nail's Ghost Rider. There's some parts in it that will make you cry.
Yeah. Well, I heard that about My F and Life because Getty goes behind his family in the
Oh
Holocaust,
yeah, yeah, they were in the
escaping. So
Holocaust.
I heard there's some
Oh
sadness when I was
yeah,
like looking up reviews of the book.
yeah,
But Bruce Dickinson, I don't want to make this about Iron Maiden, but just for our viewers out there, we started because we love new wave British heavy metal.
yeah.
The first episode was a history of it. We dived
Mhm.
into the prehistory and then like the big bands.
Yeah,
And it's just great because Bruce Dickinson in the interview says, you know, it he says that songwriters that write about sex, drugs, and women, he said those things are meant to be lived, but to listen to it, why?
yeah.
Why would you want to listen to that? And he was saying that I'd rather give people topics like death, like history, and what a
Oh yeah.
brilliant from a heavy metal what a brilliant thing.
Oh, he wrote Revelations. He wrote the lyrics to that. So like he's like a peer in a way. I learned a lot from his lyrics, and Harris too is a great lyricist as well on the historical side. Like I learned about Alexander the Great,
Right.
which is on
Right.
Somewhere in Time.
All right. I love how they
And
have these historical epics. Since day
yeah,
one, Transylvania, Dracula, Bram Stoker, they
yeah.
always do that. Genghis Khan.
Alexander the Great has lyrics though. It's the story of him.
Mm,
Rhyme with the Ancient Mariner. Once again, these great bands, Barr and Coleridge, you know, and stuff like that. Xanadu, Coleridge.
right, right. But yeah, so we started out with the new wave of British heavy metal. And I guess unless you guys have anything else to say before we start or the
Well,
celebration.
well, I think it goes back to me and Manny knowing each other and Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
for I mean, so long. I mean, I don't even know how many years. Way past 10 years probably now. Me and Joe definitely. But from day one, me and you talked about music history,
Yeah.
philosophy, religion, because you always had cool crosses on, and I would always be like, "Oh, that's cool," you know.
Right, right.
So even before a podcast came into, and we all know each other. Let's put it this way, way back in the day, because I remember Manny, his family coming
I
in
know. I always say that story, which is really funny.
temple, and I'm like, I
I
remember,
know.
you as the leader of the pack, and then your
Right,
mom, and
right.
I know you was like a kid.
And it's crazy because the big irony is, I mean, without going too much detail, a certain
Yeah.
teacher, um,
Oh, that's
certain
right.
teacher had every one of us too. So we're all connected in this like we're like
We're
it's
all
kind of crazy.
connected. That is insane how we're all
Yep.
connected,
Yep.
in some way. Yeah.
Yeah. I learned math. Well, putting her out there, I learned math. Um, Actually, it was pretty advanced math. It was like, if I remember correctly, it was like geometry, inequalities, and for me, math wasn't my always strongest suit. But yeah, but this certain teacher had everybody. You knew everybody.
Yeah.
Like you worked next to a lot. I don't know if Joe did, but yeah, at the temple they
Oh, yeah.
all
Well,
knew each
the
other.
funny thing about Joe, because Joe's an ex-priest now, but Joe's an ex-priest in the heyday, in the good days, in the good days of the temple. So so when Joe had come to our department, it was like, oh, this guy Joe's coming from White Plains. You got to be on a best behavior. And Joe, I remember for the first couple months, Joe was serious and stuff, and then one day Joe just came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I heard you play in a band. Do you like the Chili Peppers?" And then forget about it. Me and Joe were just like, that's all we talked about was music.
Oh, dude, that's great. I wonder. I'm thinking, what was our first conversation? I don't
I,
even know. I didn't even know. You know, it's funny. I was talking to somebody about this. I'm thinking, well, we've been talking about stuff, but when was the real first conversation just clicked? Like, you had Joe at Chili Peppers.
yeah, I think from day one. Um, I remember talking to you about the Sex Pistols in a cooler.
Dude, I know. And the first song that came up is Bodies. And I
Yes,
told
I
you that was
remember
my
that.
favorite.
And then I remember just talking to you about religion a lot and
Yeah.
stuff.
Philosophy. And then featuring the esoteric stuff came in.
Yeah, and then we worked a lot on closings on Sunday nights. So
Yep.
for years leading up to the podcast, we would just talk, uh, and then and piss off a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Please.
That's
Um,
usually what happens when you and I get together.
yeah.
I
Um,
was assigned to the temple March 23rd, 2009.
oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, that's when I
And
got
I remember the day you walked in. I remember a certain somebody, we'll call him Frenchie, uh, was waiting for you. And he ran up to you and he's like, "Are you Joe Silkman?" And you're like, "Yeah." "Well, I need my birthday off. I need the weekends off. I need this. I need that." And Joe was like, your eyes were popping out of your head, like, what did I get myself into? It was like, I remember it was like Easter week when Joe walked into this, you know.
Now, did he do that to the new ATL? The new
Uh,
priest?
Leslie? No, no, because the other Leslie's a good priest. It's Leslie's like, "I'm gonna be on the podcast." I'm like, "No, no priest allowed. No priest allowed."
You got to be an
well,
ex-priest.
the thing
Next
about
week.
Frenchie is that he, without question, I believe, has the highest IQ of anyone at the temple.
Oh,
Not
I
only
agree.
that,
oh,
if you were to quiz him, and there are probably over 200 people there, he knows more names of the people that work at the temple than anyone else, including the highest priest.
Yep.
And he always
And
says good morning. He always says good morning to people and takes an interest. He's
yep.
a remarkable person.
Oh, he's amazing. Just
Yeah.
don't wind up on his leg.
Don't wind up. Yes, exactly.
Do not wind up on his leg. And you guys know I've sent videos to you.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, Frenchie. Um.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I
So
got to say that one of the first times I got to see Cheech perform with as a bassist, it was the first and only time I ever got to see "She" by Kiss performed live,
oh wow,
and you did it.
we did. Huh? Wow. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
did a Kiss song. That was
wait,
pretty
was he
cool.
with
I remember
Pottersfield?
that.
No, that was probably Deadweight Burden back in the day.
Yes, it
Nice.
was.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even remember playing. I vaguely remember playing that.
I, I remember, just speaking of shows, the one that Joe that you came on, we were all there. Devontae was there, Mark was there, JV was there. One of your
Oh yeah.
performances at Joey V's,
Joey's, yeah.
Joey's, and that was pretty epic.
Yeah.
We should have filmed that reunion.
I know.
We didn't do the podcast yet, I think.
No, no,
That
we did
wasn't
that.
even a thing yet.
That wasn't a thing. That's how close we were. Like you came to my shows.
Yeah.
The podcast was I don't even think you were teaching yet. Like you still worked there full
No, I
time.
was working at, I think, yeah, I was like part-time.
No, no, when the idea came up, I think a
Oh,
lady, her name is Sunny.
Sunny. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
really cool hippie lady. She was like, you guys, whenever I hear you talk, it's like I'm watching a podcast. It's always about music or some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We kind of looked at each other. You know what? Maybe one day, maybe one day. We always said it. We said it for like about a year,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
We kept saying it. We got to do a podcast. We got to
yeah,
do a podcast.
every Sunday night working together was like a friggin' podcast. And then we finally said, I said, Manny, you know how to like set this up? Because I'll write something, and then you set the links up,
A-
and
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 it's
you
funny
know,
because then I told you, all right, man, I'll be in Guatemala, but we can make it work.
oh
Because I
yeah,
was
that's right.
leaving
You
that
were
week.
right. Yeah,
Because I don't usually when I go on vacation, I'm like, I don't tell anybody. I'm just like, I just
yeah,
go. But yeah, so and I was like, we'll make it work though. I'll be down there. I should have Wi-Fi.
yeah.
And so it's funny. If
But
you
it's
see that first episode, the background, I'm in Antigua.
beautiful. Yeah, there's like the
It, wa-
ocean. I
it was
think.
like a nice breeze, and
Yeah. Surprised you had Wi-Fi. I remember you had to find spots.
yes. And then it's funny because I was traveling those first episodes, and then I was in Utah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh
and then
yeah.
like I was all over the place at 2 summers ago.
Yeah. And the thing I just want to say about a podcast, like to our fans out there, podcasts, unless you're a podcaster, and not all podcasts probably work, we're the hardest working podcasters as far as I think coming up with concepts. Like
No.
it's next to Manny Grossman. Manny Grossman is my inspiration. I'm going to talk
Mhm.
about him later on, but he put his work in for his
Mhm.
podcast. He's got 500, and he's back. Nice to see Manny back. Um, but a lot of people got to understand, like me and Manny will spend literally, I think one time we spent 4.5 hours on the phone just talking about a topic
I know.
that we're
And
going
we
to
said we
do.
should have recorded this.
Yeah. And then from that topic leads to other topics. And then what I usually do is I just write the format and I do my research on the album and I'll put
Yeah.
the album together. Manny does his research and then Joe does his research. And then we just come together and I just have like just a formula that we follow and we bounce off each other. So it's kind of fun that it's not really like straight ahead and to the
No, no,
point.
it's not scripted.
Not at all.
It's not. I think for viewers out there, when we talk, Cheech has a Mr. Black
Yeah.
writes the guidelines, but it's sort of like it's crazy. It reminds me now. I understand when, let's say, let's say one of us was a guitarist and we bring a
Yeah.
guitar line, and then you improvise, and then
Yeah.
Joe can choose. Now I
Yeah.
understand that how it begins
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
something structured,
Mhm.
and then we just veer off.
But
And
I just want people to know it's a lot of work. It's
yeah,
not, this is something that we just don't come together and just, we do our homework,
Mhm.
I'll give Joe a topic, 3 weeks in advance and Joe's like, I'm on it. I'm going to start I love it, Joe. And you're like, I'm going to research this and, and then me and Joe have our talks before the actual recording and go over stuff. So it's a lot of, it's work that's involved, but it's fun work, so. But yeah, um, so yeah, so we did New Wobbin, and then we just went nuts with Rush.
I know. I think we went on like a rush binge.
Yeah,
We were covering each one of their albums.
yeah, yeah. We
So,
did.
and it was really cool because we got up to um
Test for Echo
Test
was
for Echo,
yeah,
and that's where we
yeah,
stopped. And we even
yeah.
had your
My
brother-in-law
brother-in-law
on.
came on. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
he came on just to talk about Rush. Manny
yeah.
Grossman. was on for
That
Rush.
was its own Rush episode too.
Yeah, which is really cool. So Rush is really like what like took us off to really learn about how to become podcasters and get a flow for each other, to learn how to like bounce off each other and for me to format the episode, for us to listen and do our homework and Manny would break down the philosophy of Rush
Hmm.
like nobody's business. Oh my God. He'd be like, oh, that's what was it? Oh, I should be shot. What's the album after
Hemispheres.
Presto?
Oh, Counterparts, right? The one,
Oh,
the
it's
Young
after.
one. Oh,
No,
Roll the Bones.
Roll the Bones is all stoic.
Stoicism and chance. Yeah,
You found and you
it's in
figured that
there.
out.
That's literally, yeah, memento mori. That's why the kid's kicking skulls.
Yeah, you figured it out, and I was like, oh my God, like I did not know this was stoic, you know. And I think the most groundbreaking episode where we discovered something was Jesus Christ Superstar.
That was pretty cool because then it makes me think: was that planned? Was Neil Peart a brilliant lyricist that planned that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
You
Otherwise,
want you want to just explain what we're talking about? Like,
yeah, yeah. So okay, so I'm sure Joe listened to Jesus Christ Superstar by Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice.
The podcast or the original recording?
Both.
Oh yeah, I had the album. Yeah.
What do you think about it? It's fantastic.
Oh, it was great.
It's
Listen to it all the time.
I
And
I, I call
I'm
it.
trying to remember. I don't think I watched the entire podcast. I think I got halfway through it and I didn't get back to it, and my bad.
All good because we probably like dumped like five more on top of that. But within it, we there is a verse. Um and I think it was I think it was John 3:11.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
3:11. And it's shocking because this is also reference um no, it was John, I think it was like, was it, what was, like, John 21:12
Yeah,
or,
John 21:12. What am I
and it
saying?
was the
3:11.
verse, literally the verse when Jesus kicks out all the money changers
From the
and
temple.
from the temple. And we're like, is Neil Peart this brilliant?
Yeah, yeah, it was
So,
John 21:12. What am I saying?
yeah,
3:11.
and
John
it's literally the
21:12.
verse, right? And it's shocking because we made that discovery live on the show.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like that can't be a coincidence. 21:12,
And
temple, the
and it's
Bible,
about, and it's those temple priests and one figure trying to,
priests.
yeah, that's why I thought it was astounding. And
Yeah,
the character in 21:12 is like a messianic like figure,
yeah, yeah.
right? He's bringing freedom and liberty, like, not to get too deep into the theology, but yeah. So live, I'll be honest, I've never really heard anyone talk about this. So it's shocking how we made these discoveries like live, and
Yeah.
people can go out there and see that. We always, for some odd reason, Rush always comes back. At least like
Always, always.
we
And we're
try
not
not.
done. Like, oh, and we did, we did Rush the ticket prices. That was a good one. Rush's reunion. And then we, went over the ticket prices, why, and there's a reason for that. We discussed that, then the new drummer, we talked about that, you know. Did I freeze up? No.
No,
Oh, I did.
no.
Um, so yeah. So we, that was the most recent one, I think. So well, there is a hit, there's a bonus one that's not coming out. So
It's a Joe. There is an occult episode, but it might be the long lost episode.
people are gonna have to pay money
Che-
for that one.
Cheech doesn't feel good about it.
Yeah,
So,
if they want to see it, they
and that's
gotta sign
rare
up.
because you release almost every one of them.
Well,
Usually I get these. So, and for our audience out there, I usually check with Cheech. If he gets the green light, we both agree. Okay, it goes out.
I on that particular one, I was brutally honest, and I was just kind of like not sure. I want. It's a little too personal
Mm.
about
No,
something.
it was very personal.
Yeah,
That,
it was very very personal,
that
and
that that's something you will include maybe in your future biography or something.
yeah, maybe we'll put it out for a special price on iTunes. What are we on Spotify for $40? No one will buy it.
You'll be surprised. Somebody will buy it.
But but yeah, so Joe, you want to talk about some of your favorite ones before we start climb? I look at it like a ladder. We're climbing up Jacob's ladder.
Yeah, seriously.
I have no chronology really, except that I did watch and listen to my first appearance. I did listen to the Led Zeppelin 1 episode podcast, the first one that I was in. And it was pretty good.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun to do. Uh, you know,
yeah,
and of course, Led Zeppelin 1 was later mentioned in the debut album, greatest debut albums.
Right.
yeah. It made its
Which
return.
recent,
And then
yeah.
I think Joe, we were talking earlier, and I said the wrong name, but Desire was one of my favorite ones with Joe. Or I mean, every Led Zeppelin one, Joe brought
Well,
everything
okay,
to the table.
for viewers out there, so um Joe came on Led Zeppelin 1. And by that point, we already had some guests, which was really cool because we had Daquan no, sorry, Devontae on.
Yeah,
We had
and
Mark on.
yeah,
Uh Now afterwards, Manny Grossman,
yeah,
your uh influence, right, in
yeah.
podcast and Son of Sam world. But then Joe, I think Joe, we know you as like the third unofficial official host.
Yeah.
And Led Zeppelin 1 kicked it off because then we broke down every album, which is an achievement. Like we were already
Oh,
doing it with
yeah.
Rush, you and I, and then Bob Dylan, and then you came on Desires. It's really great because Cheech and I know that you have the album, like we always said, you always talk about Desire.
It was
Right.
actually I got the idea, I think, from Joe because Joe had brought up Desire, and I was
And
oh,
you
forget.
weren't gonna do it. Because and I convinced you to do Bob Dylan. You didn't
Oh
want to
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah. I was kind of like I
it.
was a little intimidated by Bob Dylan. I was like, wait a second, man, he wants to do Bob Dylan, and I looked at his catalog. I'm like, how am I going to figure this out? And then I just went down the wormhole, and
Yeah.
then I convinced you to do Nashville Skyline.
And then you convinced me to do Nashville Skyline. And I'm
Yeah,
glad I did because the album is pretty good.
yeah. I think some of our Dylan stuff is remarkable.
Well, we have a total of 8 hours, 4 hours, Blonde on Blonde, 4 hours, Highway 61 Revisited. And I think the Desire is almost like 2+ hours.
Yeah, yeah. Desire
Wasn't
was
it two episodes, or did you splice them together?
No, usually I used to put it separately, but not if it's like one album, I put it together.
yeah,
Desire was really intense. I had to work really hard on that one,
The
but I
song,
had a great appreciation for learning something new, like about Emmylou Harris and the
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful backing vocals, and how I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if that gave Robert Plant the idea of
100%.
vocalizing with a female singer
100%.
like Alison Krauss or Patty Griffin
Yeah.
or right now Susie Dion, all beautiful singers. And Emmylou Harris was she was like the secret sauce of that album.
Yeah.
I think it's really obvious. Like if we had Plant on here, he'll tell you like that album. It's obvious, and it's crazy because Iris we discovered, and I'm sure Joe. I don't know you that I knew that was your favorite song, especially the live version on the Rolling Thunder Review tour. Um, Egyptian mythology within it.
Oh,
Who,
Iris. Yeah,
who
yeah.
would have guessed?
You mean Isis? Isis.
I'm sorry. What is it? Iris?
Yeah,
Am I thinking of the Google Doll song?
you
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Isis. Isis.
I married Isis on the 5th day of May. That's the first line, if I remember correctly. Yeah, great song. I love that Rolling Thunder Review movie because it's the most animated I've ever seen Bob Dylan, and the song rocks out.
It really is. Yeah.
Rob Stoner on bass,
Oh,
incredible. Mick Ronson on electric guitar
Yeah, yeah. What
from
a band.
Mott the Hoople and Bowie. Oh, incredible, incredible ensemble.
What a band.
Yeah.
Um, so then we went for a Dylan phase, and then we stopped after Desire because like I know in the '80s it wasn't for me. I was like, I'm not. We still might do some more Dylan.
yeah.
Then after Dylan, we started to dabble into the true crime world.
Yeah. So we dipped into, and I guess we went head on. I mean, we had this fun idea that is a serial killer in New England, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Well, not so funny actually. Not funny, but Just
Well,
totally debunked.
at the time it made sense. I had joined the Facebook page and I got really into it.
I think that Facebook page was fake.
Yeah, there was no serial killer, but it was just interesting that maybe there was. So we
Yeah.
did updates. We did 2 episodes on that. Then I said, "Hey, I like this, Manny. Let's
Well,
do my second favorite serial killer, Ramirez."
no, and it's crazy because I think what separated us from the other true crime podcasters is that we kind of delved into more, why does this happen?
Yeah,
And on the show, we detailed the crime,
yeah,
the people involved, but
yeah.
then what makes someone do that? And
Right.
I think, and I'll be honest with you, I do not have a fascination for serial killers that you have. And
Yeah.
and again, it's so
Oh,
good
yeah.
because I knew about
But
studying like,
you helped with the psychological.
well, that's what I'm saying, like, because it makes me think about psychopathy and like, deviancy, and you learn about that in abnormal psych
Yeah,
and what the difference between like a sociopath and psychopath and these serial killers, what makes them
yeah,
different from like a regular killer.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I always see them as true evil.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Pure
there are.
evil.
I mean, anyway, not to go. People can go watch on that. But we did Ramirez. We
Mhm.
did those New England cases, which are pretty grisly anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. Whatever, you know.
whatever creepy, disgusting people out there, it's still like
Yeah.
disturbing. And then we we did
Well,
Manny Grossman, Son of Sam. We did
Son of Sam was epic.
We did you, and that was all you, man. Like I feel like
Yeah.
those some of the episodes are really gonna, looking back on it, dude, many years from now, it's gonna be pretty historical because
It is. I mean, we put the Son of Sam episode out, and we did it. I think we did we do 2 parts? Because we compared Manny Grossman's
yeah.
theories.
So let me pull up my notes. So what we did was, um, so at this point, and I know Son of Sam was like a dream for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Because
know
like
that was like
that's my
really
I
major.
studied the Son of Sam since I was about 11. You know.
Right. So it's crazy. So we did Richard Ramirez, and I posted like the disturbing photo when he's in court and on his hand he has
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. With a
pentagram on.
cigar. Yeah.
And then funny enough, we released Led Zeppelin Presence.
Right.
And then we dived into part. Okay, so part one was the son of Sam himself, David Berkowitz. It's an epic. We did it in 2 parts, but it's joined together, and we looked at the Ultimate Evil book.
Yeah,
And then
we
that
compared.
followed the Manny Grossman interview.
Yeah, we use both theories, Manny's theory versus Maury theory,
Right.
which was so for me, Manny Grossman, for you, those of you who don't know Manny Grossman, check out the Grossman Files. He is the greatest podcaster out there on the Son of Sam. And I followed Manny for many years. And he inspired me to this day, to become a podcaster and to just to like have that much information and knowledge. The guy's a genius. So I was going on, just reviewing his podcasts just to get information for the Son of Sam podcast for us. And I started to write notes, on the comments, and then he commented back, and then I commented back, and I said, "Well, check out my podcast. You might like it, but if you like Rush." And then he got back to me and he's like, "I want to be on your show." And I remember I called you
It
and
is, and if Manny's watching this, shout out to you, man. Like me meeting him was pretty exciting. It's crazy because I know he wanted to move on to the Son of Sam. That's his expertise. But the
yeah,
first tab was a conversation on Rush.
yeah,
It
that was
got me
so
thinking
cool.
too future ideas of having Rush fans on. Like,
Yeah,
like maybe a
yeah.
potential future idea.
Man, he's a
Um,
huge Rush fan,
like
and it was
maybe Joe can be on the inaugural episode, like his takes on Rush, and
yeah,
then we'll start getting more people on. But yeah, so and then second half, he's an expert. I
yeah.
can't even touch him. He's a criminologist, which
Oh,
is different from
Manny Grossman changed the game for the Son of Sam. You know what I mean? I love Maury Terry, and I believe in a lot of stuff Maury
and
did.
for viewers out there, he's on Netflix. Like he
Yeah, Manny. Well, this is the crazy thing. This is the crazy thing for me that I, as a Son of Sam researcher, and podcaster, we got in the world. We're in the, our two videos will always be in the Son of Sam world, and that's it. We're not going back there because it's too crazy. It's too fucking crazy.
Weird. It's weird.
It's
I feel
too
like these true
nuts.
crime worlds are weird.
Yeah, people are just too
We literally were the Zodiac movie.
yeah, it's like there's too much competition. I was getting crazy Facebook messages, and yeah, I was wondering, wait, who are these people? If there is a cult, oh my God, I don't want to know these people. If there's not a cult, are they just crazy? But for me, somehow I got in contact with Carl Denaro,
I
one of
know.
Son of Sam's victims. This might have been like a month later. I was friends with him. I made friends with him on Facebook, and we started to talk. And and something led to another, and he's like, "Here's my number," and I'm like, "Holy shit, Carl
Yeah, it's
Denaro!"
crazy. Only you got into this world, which is brilliant. Just based off the show, you lived
Yeah,
your dream come true.
yeah, and just for those who don't know, Carl Denaro was, unfortunate victim by the Son of Sam. He got shot in the head, and he interviewed the Son of Sam and stuff. So I had a 2-hour conversation with Carl Denaro about the Son of Sam, the world, the Son of Sam, and what
We
more
should
and Jerry.
we should film a secret episode of your talk with him, and maybe in the future release it to those that want to buy it. Like your
Well, no,
conversation.
I didn't record it. It
No,
was
no, no.
just.
You just reflect on the conversation.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
we have it recorded.
And then, I didn't want to ask him on the show because I was like kind of done with the Son of Sam at that point. But what got me crazy was Manny's Son of Sam thing came out on Netflix, and there's Manny Grossman doing an interview. Next scene shoots, no pun intended. Next scene goes right to Carl Denaro. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it for me. I talked to both of these guys, and I've been a Son of Sam researcher since I was 11. It doesn't get better
I,
than this for me.
I think just prove to you that you can do what if you have goals, you can do it,
Yeah,
man. Like that's
and
and
we
I mean,
achieved
and
it.
all I did was just help you with the Zoom. I mean, that's not
Yeah,
that,
that was for me in the true crime world. That was like amazing for me, but I'm not a true crime guy, so
no.
that's why I put it down.
Although a lot of people gave us praise for our episodes on true crime, and a lot of
Yeah,
people want us to continue, and we will. It's just
yeah,
that right now we're on like we go through these like phases. Like
yeah,
I know, for example, like afterwards, like we did because then we did The Conjuring, The Warrens, Ed and Lorraine History. We did
yeah.
Charles Starkweather, and that was
That
I love
that's
that because that was the background to Nebraska. So
Yeah,
for me, that was
it's all linked together. We did Nebraska, which was one of my favorite episodes,
yeah.
to do. And then through that, we did Starkweather as we were doing true crime, mixing it in. And
Yeah.
Starkweather was one of my favorites too,
Yeah. And it's
And
crazy
then
because that was Springsteen that started it. And we also did Amityville Horror as well. And it's just so funny to me because I'm seeing like the Led Zeppelin episodes in the middle.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
were on a roll. Like we were tackling like music and true crime.
And then we did Ed Gein, and that
Yes.
was
That was one of the I think the last one, Ed Gein. Okay, we did The Exorcist, Ed Gein. An Exorcist movie was part one and two. So for our viewers out there, if you want
yeah,
to get a background on The Exorcist, go watch those because Cheech delve into the past, the real story, and then we discussed the movie and like the idea of exorcism. But we got Ed Gein, and that's where we stopped.
yeah.
And we still have in the future, we're definitely going to continue the true crime stuff. It's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
especially if any viewers like if we take requests or something or
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so
Believe me, I'm thinking about writing Dahmer one of these days.
yes, Dahmer is another interesting character. I know
Yeah,
it's funny because an interesting ethical debate about him is, and I've gotten this question before. At the end, he experienced conversion, the Christianity. So a lot of
yeah.
people think, was it authentic or not? So I'm thinking when we talk about Dahmer, we can that can be a discussion point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Was his soul saved? A monster like him, right? I mean, I'm not sure, but oh, it was God of War, I think. But yeah, so that was our true crime.
Yeah.
and we got a lot of positive feedback on it. And the
Yeah.
pinnacle was the interview with Manny Grossman, I think.
That was it. Yeah. For me, I mean, 'cause to meet somebody that famous in that world, in the Son of Sam world, he's like friggin' Rush. You know what I mean? So for
Yep.
me, it was like a dream come true. Thank you, Manny Grossman. Beautiful Zoe just texted me.
Yep.
Um, so that was a dream. And then our epic Christmas episodes, which
Yes, dude,
this
those are
year was different. We did last year we just did like the four albums, and then no, we just did I think a history of Christmas songs and stuff. This year we broke down our big four, the producers, the arrangers. We really dug deep into the music that made those classic
Mhm.
Perry Como and all that, Nat King Cole albums so good. Those
Mhm.
are always fun. So
Yeah, we did like parts 1 and 2 on that. It's like our second
yeah,
annual Christmas special. I know part 1 we talk about the best albums,
yeah,
the classic, and then the second part we did a little more producer wise, and
yeah,
it's just so funny because we end up really missing the old stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the new stuff just doesn't compare. And I'm thinking maybe for the third special, we might do like a prog rock Christmas special
Oh,
next year,
definitely. We already
right?
talked
We'll
about
talk
that.
about the proggiest Christmas songs because they're out there. I mean,
Oh, they are.
surprising as it is, it's out there. And
Yeah.
our and I take it back on I'll do this live. Greg Lake's vocals are pretty beautiful. He is stunning. Beautiful song. He probably wrote one of the best Christmas songs.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And on the second special, just so funny to me. I don't know how Joe feels about this. We always end up like ripping on like the new Christmas stuff. Um, I do I am a Christmas music aficionado. Love it. I unearth any new stuff and listen to it. And there is some really good stuff new,
Yeah.
but you really have to find it. Like you have to be crazy like me. I always get criticized for my love of Christmas music, and like I start early. I start listening like I don't know, November. I start
Yeah.
because every day I listen to a different Christmas album, and there is new stuff. It is out there, but it's just so funny to me on this show. We miss the old stuff, and I think I'm thinking on a future episode, the science of making a good Christmas song, dude. We have
Yeah.
we have one planned for the science of making a rock track.
Yeah. Yeah.
That way, anyone watches and they can get the science behind that and copy it, because essentially it's a math equation.
It really is. You got to have the talent, not the AI.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. Well, that's a whole nother. I mean, now you can just AI it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it just makes me think, dude, you and Pottersville should do like an AI track,
I know. Right.
a sequel to uh Fat Chicks.
Fat chicks meet some. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know what's funny? Ask Bobby, was he influenced by Fat Bottom Girls by Queen?
No, they're just fat chicks.
But you guys did join the Chick song cycle because it started with
Yeah.
Queen. There's a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
there's AC/DC has a funny one.
Whole lot of Rosie.
A
Yeah.
whole lot of Rosie.
Yeah. It's a good one.
You guys are in that like that vein of rock and roll too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. But yeah, the Christmas stuff. I love Christmas, and those are
Yeah.
personally favorite ones that I've done.
And then that led up after that. I think in the winter I said I have this idea, the prog rock Bible.
Yeah. So I guess Chief, explain why did we call the series the Prague Bible series?
Uh, I was gonna just do. I had wrote
And
we
it's funny because
didn't.
it's a plan. We did the Holy Gospel according to Yes. I
Yeah,
love it. I feel like those are future titles for a book. The
yeah,
Holy Gospel according to Genesis.
yep. We put it in the Bible form. I wrote Foxtrot, which we haven't done yet because the
No,
prog rock the
I,
prog rock Bible's an
I,
ongoing thing.
I
Like
think
yes,
if I can, one of our favorite YouTubers, I think for both of us, is the classic album review.
yeah,
My dream is hopefully he watches this one day and comments below. But
yeah.
I love his channel because he's all about classic and progressive rock,
Oh
which
yeah,
is what we kind of been doing the past few months.
yeah.
Like we've been tackling a lot of progress, and it's not over because we still have
No,
Foxtrot, we still got Red. I'm
yeah, yeah.
thinking we should also do Discipline as well because that album
I
is
have Court of the Crimson King written. So like I mean they're all in the back burner. But I wrote Foxtrot and then I said, wait a second. Let's do this prog rock Bible and do the big four. We know the Big Four. Joe came on. You want to talk about that, Joe, on the Big Four? Well, I guess we broke it down by. Well, explain it, Joe. You want to explain that with the Prague stuff?
The top four. What was it?
Well,
King Crimson, Genesis,
Well,
yes,
well, Joe,
and
talk your involvement in the Prague Bible series.
yeah.
the other. I got shanghaied into it. You made me do it. That's what I
I know.
remember.
It's funny. It's funny because that's what Cheech told me. I'm not gonna like we go pretty crazy. We're like Topographic Ocean's album. We just go like
Oh yeah, we go from
it,
four
it,
four to 9-8 to
and it's
11-8.
intense. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like the amount of stuff we do, people will think we're on drugs or something.
Oh, I know, I know. We're all over
Well,
the.
the whole thing is that young kids of today really don't have the attention span
Mhm.
to listen to music like for 20 minutes straight,
Wait,
especially if it's one or two songs
wait,
on an
Joe, can I
album
ask you a
side, like
question?
Yes, his Relayer. And, so we were talking about that and how prog rock probably peaked in 1977
Yep.
and went down once punk rock came on and alternative
Yep.
and everything else with it, rap, hip hop took
Well,
over.
me and
Most
Manny,
songs.
Did I
me and
release that
Manny,
episode, by the way?
what's that?
Death Who Killed Prague. Did I release it?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
It's
think
out.
so.
I gotta check. Okay, I
I
gotta
think
release
we.
that. Because Joe, we tackled that because we said it was essentially like how David Bowie has a rock and roll suicide. That's what it was. It was a
Yeah, you
suicide.
put that out. You put that out.
Is it out there? I gotta check. But it
Yeah,
was a suicide. Yeah, and the peak was definitely. But it's odd because it. But at the same time, not really though, because some of the progressive rock bands did continue. I mean, dude, King Crimson's Discipline. That was 1980. They were still going strong, and
yeah,
you had
but the era died. Like when the
right. No,
suicide
no, but
happened.
but but Prague didn't die.
No, Prague
No, no,
never
they
died.
kept going. Even Genesis Duke. I know you guys may go against me, but that's actually a proggy album, an Abacab. Like
Oh,
they,
I agree.
they
I agree.
continued, yes. So it didn't die per se. It's just that
Evolved.
it's just that we had the Occam's razor of punk that came in and sort of demonstrated to a lot of people you don't really need much to make a rock tune. I think that was it's funny because a lot of people think, oh, it killed Prague and Prague was indulgent. You have all these a-hole critics criticizing Jethro Tull for
Yeah,
their brilliance. Like Rolling Stone, the more you do this podcast, the more I realize like Rolling Stone always had it wrong.
garbage. They always
Always
think.
garbage rap magazine. So be careful, young people. If you're getting into rock, don't just be careful. Um but what ended up happening was, and we have the episode. I gotta see if I released it because I don't think we did. I don't think
I
I
think
released.
you did. I think you did because we did.
Yeah,
You released all the
Phaedra,
Prague stuff.
Phaedra Nietzsche and thus spoke Zarathustra said, "We killed God is dead and we killed him." So Prague. It's actually like you can have Greg Lake saying, we killed Prague. Prague is dead. It was actually us
Yeah.
because of, in a way, we discovered, and touch some genres like disco. I mean, people don't mention how disco was getting popular and taking over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People hate disco, but that was very big. It would influence every band from Kiss, Rolling Stone.
And not to bring up another great episode, but AM Gold killed it too.
Yes, the soft rock explosion. Yeah, because in '77, like you had Steely Dan's Asia, Michael
Yeah,
McDonald, Doobie Brothers took over the Doobie Brothers,
yeah,
changed their sound, and Chris, it wasn't only punk. Punk was just the razor or like the axe,
yeah, yeah.
and you won't see that again until, and I know you, Cheech, you don't like this, but Nirvana. Never mind.
And I have to say, going back to that, grunge was probably one of the best episodes. I loved grunge.
That one it's just so funny because when we watch it, it shows your disdain for Nirvana, but the reason why is because it literally put to death to a lot of genres. Just think about that. And I sent you a YouTube video that is very thought-provoking. Now, I will say, from my critical point of view, Nirvana's Nevermind is a masterpiece.
Oh no, I
Right?
agree. I
Every
agree.
song, no, no, like I'm saying, like every song is like,
Every song's amazing. I
it,
mean, from
dude, Kurt
Lithium.
Cobain is
I mean,
is
Lithium,
a, is a
Teen
lyricist,
Spirit.
right?
There's so many great
But
songs on
dude,
there.
but dude, it killed so many genres. Shoegaze, alternative. It kind of killed too because grunge took
Yeah,
over. Even grunge is probably alternative.
yeah.
But anyway, so
Oh,
my point is that you won't see a. So what you saw in 1977 with the punk, you won't see it again until grunge when they put it
Yeah.
into a lot of
And I like how you use the word disdain. My my
disdain.
my Schopenhauer attitude towards, Nirvana wasn't that I don't like I hate them.
No,
They killed my bands that were gonna come out that year that were gonna be the next big thing.
if I can make a connection, oh, actually, I shouldn't do that on live unless you want me to.
What's that?
I feel like that's the same. It's not disdain, but that's the same feeling you have with Rush moving on. Like, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so on that episode, just so funny how I think I kept grilling you like you hate Nirvana.
Yeah, it was like, okay, my favorite band in the world, people know next to Rush, is Fates Warning. And I've talked about Fates Warning, love Fates Warning. And 1991, they had an album, Parallels, that was gonna blow them up. It was on, I think it was on Warner Brothers. I was on a major label. And they were going to be in the same ranks as Dream Theater and Queensryche, which they were already in my book, but they were going to make it on that level. Terry Brown produced it.
Yeah.
So it was ready to go. But it was 1991 November, right when right when it happened. And like it destroyed, them ever becoming the next big thing. I mean, they're still huge in the metal world and stuff, but so I always was like, man, but I grew up in the 90s. So I mean, I was in my 20s and with my ex-wife. So those are some great songs, for my soundtrack, like the Singles, the movie. Anyone who wants to know about the 90s, watch Singles. That was the soundtrack of our lives in the 90s. Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, so it's all good stuff. Now we're bouncing now. Holy cow. We're going so yeah, the Prague stuff was a lot of fun. And Joe, it was a lot of fun when you were on there and we were doing the top Prague singers, bass players, drummers. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was fun. I just remember thinking to myself, Cheech, we're devoting so much time and thought to this genre, which seems to be a dying genre, and your attitude was so positive. It was like, we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring this genre back. It's going to have a rebirth,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and some of these great musicians are still out there touring, putting out music.
Yeah. Look
John
at
Anderson,
yes, yeah.
Carl Palmer, Peter Gabriel. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Rush is doing the
Rush,
biggest thing
comeback.
in it.
Yeah.
World tour.
So thank God that they're still Prague is alive. My thing is I just want kids to get into the old Prague,
Mhm.
the forgotten bands like Vandergraaf Generator, Gentle Giant, our band Camel that we love so much.
Mhm.
We've talked so much about them.
Uh,
Hopefully
We
there's
got to do
one.
an episode on Gentle Giant, like one of those albums separately, like Vandergraaf
Yeah,
Generator.
yeah.
Um, so any like young viewers out there stumble across our show, we give them fame because
Hopefully, there's some kid, I don't know, in Arkansas who's like 11 going, Gentle Giant. I'm gonna look. And he's like, oh my God. And now it's his favorite band in the world. You know what I mean? Like that's, and it happens. It happens all the time, you know? But then we moved on to the Encyclopedia of Punk, and that was fun.
that's still an
And,
ongoing series. I still
oh
got
yeah, all this stuff is on everything there's no end, even to Led Zeppelin, because Roy Harper. Well, we'll get there, but everything is connected. Like there's post Zeppelin that we're working on right now,
right.
and then the Roy Harper stuff is connected to Zeppelin. But my idea of punk was let's compare England punk to CBGB's punk,
Right, right.
and that's what
We made
we.
a lot of insights on those episodes. I mean,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
discovered the differences, and CBGB's wasn't really
It
punk as
wasn't
people would
punk.
say.
Nah,
That's what I'm getting.
nah.
It was just great rock and roll.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Richard Hell was the most punk, to come out of CBGB's and a few other bands.
And a true crime episode is going to come out of that. Sid Vicious, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sid
Completely.
Vicious, that is he is
Interesting
punk. He is punk.
situation.
He is punk rock. And then we did a lot of stuff on punk, leading up to the infamous Roy Harper.
Okay. Okay. So, Cheech, all right. This is so funny how Roy Harper came up because well, go explain. How did we get on now? We're gonna be doing Roy Harper episodes.
Well, we
And
talked a lot about
it,
Roy Harper on Zeppelin 3 when we did Zeppelin
it
3.
was already Zeppelin 3 because of the
Yeah,
song. And if you can, if our viewers out there and you guys go back, it's there. It
yeah.
was stunning because we said hats off to Roy Harper and we kind of talk about who this dude is really quick.
I don't know how. Oh,
It was on the Prague episode.
oh, Joe brought up Roy Harper as prog folk, Baroque folk. And then he mentioned the album Stormcock. And that just made me and
And
you turn into,
you went on just, dude, your middle school brain just came out.
and it was like Beavis and Butthead. Like me and you were just going crazy. And then thank God you brought him up, Joe, because it led to a whole episode on Roy Harper. Like Prague, I want to bring Roy Harper
Yeah.
name
So I'm
to
not
the
gonna lie.
United States.
So it started off as Beavis and Butthead. And it's so funny because you can go. I want to make a reel out of that, but I don't know if I should because it's just so funny how it happened. And we were talking about Pink Floyd, prog rock.
Oh, that's how it
It was in the
started.
prog rock episode, and I said I knew Roy Harper from his vocals on "Have a Cigar." And but I've never really listened to. I did not know anything about the discography. I didn't know anything about him except Led Zeppelin 3 and that song "Hats Off to Roy Harper," which admittedly for myself, it's not my favorite. But I
Yeah.
figured, why did they title that, right? And we even talk about it. And then Joe goes like his most famous album is Stormcock.
We just
And then this
lost our
turns you on
minds.
just some like laughing, like cathartic thing. And like
Oh
it
my
took a
God.
while for us to rein back in. But then we realized after, and we're going to be doing a Stormcock episode,
Yeah.
how it's actually a phenomenal album. And actually,
Oh
Roy
yeah.
Harper is pretty good.
And he's a part of the prog rock Bible because he's prog
Rock
folk.
folk. Yeah.
So he comes out in that. Yeah, Roy Harper needs to be known more than just from Zeppelin 3. Hats off to Roy Harper. He needs to be known more in America. In England, obviously, everybody knows who he is, if you're an English rock person. Um, and then what I have in my notes after that, we started to get into the esoteric hour, which was pretty insane. We dove deep for a while on. I don't even think you put out some of these episodes yet. Amelia.
Oh, Dreams just came out today, just now.
Okay. Amelia Earhart. We did Dreams. Then we got into philosophers,
Hmm.
Schopenhauer and Nietzsche. And we talked about their philosophies, and that was like just a mind fuck of an
We
hour and a
focus
half.
on like esoteric theories of will.
The will, yeah,
When we compare the wills and stuff. So
yeah,
those are definitely like episodes like it looks like we dropped acid or something.
yeah, and they're more like college courses on friggin' philosophy in trying to dissect the will, which if you're into that stuff, which is great, you get music from the show and you get,
I, I feel
academic,
I feel like those episodes are a take on like metaphysics.
yeah,
Like looking at yeah, like structures of reality because essentially that's what will is. But anyway, yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, anyone can watch those to get like a quick crash course
yeah,
into Kantian, Schopenhauerian, Nietzschean,
yeah.
Iranian will and philosophy. So
Crowley,
those are epic.
Crowley, yeah.
Crowley,
Yeah, we
Crowley.
did a lot. Yeah. And then we ended it right now with for the Easter thing.
We
We
took
did the
the
the the,
esoteric
Bi- the
Bible stuff.
Bible, yeah, the
Yeah,
Bible stuff. So we did 3 episodes on that. So we were hitting it pretty hard. So and here we are now, from Iron Maiden to the Bible files. So let's like just talk about our favorite episodes. And Joe,
favorite
I know
moments.
you want to talk about your favorite moments, Joe, because I know one you brought up that you talked
Yeah.
about.
Well, I would start off with that. I was very amused. I don't even remember if I was on the episode or which one it was, but you guys would both have a brain lock on John Anderson, the Yes singer, and you try to be thinking of it. And I think it's because part of your brain was thinking of Ian Anderson of Jethro
Yeah.
Tull,
Yeah.
but it was just like, oh, it's John Anderson, John Anderson. And the other thing was another mind block was on the album 90125 by Yes. Between the three of us, we probably got the album numbers in the wrong order at least a dozen times. Before I finally looked it up, I was like, listen, guys, it's 90125.
I remember. Yeah.
And I remember Cheech, you go like, who cares? The album sucks.
Yeah. But what I was really amused at was I think we were doing favorite concert moments, and I think we were talking about musical geniuses, and my musical genius was Frank Zappa, and it led to a very prolonged Cheech rant about geniuses.
God.
And I remember that, you'd just about be burnt out on talking about the topic, and then Manny would say something and draw you back into it. You got like a second wind.
So,
and I forget how. I mean, you went off into like talking about the definition of a genius, and is someone like Jeff Bezos a genius? As a businessman, innovator. So
yeah.
Check out that the Cheech
Oh.
rants. Manny, do you remember any Cheech rants?
okay, they're so numerous. One, AI. That's one. Like you get him on AI. It's funny, and I want to joke when there's a Cheech rant, like do like a fire, like an alarm, like Cheech rant alert coming.
Well,
incoming.
you mentioned a couple names, and I go off on rants. And
like
Joe,
Spotify streaming genres will get you on. We have a rant on everything.
Joe always names a certain band I go on a rant on. Yeah, I'm doing a podcast.
Well, I got to say, there's one poor guy, and what's interesting is he was the musical guest last weekend on Saturday Night Live.
That's the guy,
and he was on Stephen Colbert's show and gave a very interesting interview. He's a very likable guy, but he has taken a beating from Cheech. And I got to say up front, after the White Stripes, every band he was in did have a bass player, and that is, of course, the famous
Cheech,
Jack
note
White.
it down, Cheech.
Jack White.
I know. I went on a rant on him.
I forget which episode it was. Like, wait, why do you hate Jack White? Because first he hates Nirvana, Joe. I mean, as a joke, and it's so funny. Devontae, the Temple goes like, dude, why do you hate Nirvana? Like, but then White Stripes, you hate, and we ask you why, and you go on a rant. But the main reason is because his band, the White Stripes, which was just him and Meg
White. Yeah.
No bass player. And that was your
No,
frustration.
well, I have two reasons why I was frustrated.
Quick, I know it from the back of my head. The other one is his cockiness on it might get loud.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
But maybe you're seeing something that I don't see.
I felt that he was. I watched it so many years ago. He was so cocky next to two innovators, and I was like, all right, he might be an innovator now for kids, at that time. But no, dude, you got to just, you got to be a little humble. I would be, but I'm not gonna bash on him tonight. I did enough bashing on that.
Contrived. Come on, Cheech. They had that planned out. That he would portray that sort of character.
You think so?
I'll be honest, I think so.
Three gunslingers getting together.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then I'll give him a
great point.
I
think it's scripted, dude. I think he represented the cocky young generation.
Oh, or I have to finish your point. Then there's another Cheech rant that was really bad.
Well, go ahead. Well, actually, there's one that won't be mentioned. It has to do with the episode that won't get released. That gets you going.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Dude, yeah, it's funny. You have a problem with it's just so funny because that was really funny how you really have a problem with that movie. I think Joe was on for that one. You went on this rant. And I'm like, dude, it's supposed to be historical fiction. It's like when you read historical fiction and you have this whole rant on the problems with that movie.
I just get nuts sometimes when my passion takes over, I got on a rant on that because a kid I was working with said, we were talking about Charles Manson and stuff, and say, "Oh, I just saw the movie, and Charles Manson dies and all that stuff," and I'm like, no, he doesn't. The girls dies, and the people die in the
I,
house, and
I do wonder for the young people if they really know that story. Like,
yeah, you
for
know,
rock fans and historians, it's famous because
oh yeah, yeah, Helter Skelter,
Helter Skelter, yeah, that's why the lyrics for that. And
um,
Roman Polanski's wife, Sharon
yeah,
Tate.
Sharon Tate died, I told the kid,
That
what?
movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I feel like it's a love letter to Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
And I love the movie though. I
Oh,
mean,
I love it too. And
and
then
I
the
think
Bruce.
you have a problem with, there's another Quentin Tarantino movie you have a problem with. Is it Inglourious Bastards? The Nazis? Is it that one? You went on another rant on another Tarantino movie.
Remember, because
Have you watched?
I think he's a genius. I don't want people to think I don't. Tarantino is one of the greatest directors, out there and stuff. Um, the Bruce Lee thing pissed me off because I really studied that episode, and nah, no one could fuck with Bruce Lee. But anyway, those are the rants I could remember. Jack White. Tarantino. Oh, there's much more. Once you get me going.
It's like that should be its own segment, Cheech France.
Yeah. And you
Well,
know what? It's funny because you sent me some of the it reminds me so much of us, the that metal show.
Dude, we are literally that metal show.
Yeah, subconsciously I
We
watched that
literally
show.
are
I
that
watched
metal show.
every
Dude,
episode.
I,
The
I,
great
dude, it's making the rounds on, and the reason why I found out is because Eddie Trunk on Twitter tweets that he's noticing that videos from that show, and he's like, it's great if it comes back. Like, he
yeah.
says, all good. He gets permission that these videos are circulating.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but
Young kids need to know about it. I mean, they would have
dude,
guests on that
no,
show.
and that's our show. We're the jokesters. We're kind of
Yeah.
mix of like Eddie Trunks and jokesters.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
um, and it's just funny how we have guests like Joe, and like all we're missing is like true rock stars in the future actually come on the show, and we talk to them.
And I've always admired Eddie Trunk for so many reasons, but I
Oh,
loved his rants. He would get
dude, you are
pissed.
literally the Eddie Trunk of the show.
He would get pissed because
Yeah.
of his passion. And I was like, oh man, I relate to him. I get it. I know what he's talking about. So anyway, yeah, the Cheech rants were always fun.
Manny had a rant that I remember.
Which
There
one
was one
was it?
time he came down kind of heavy on AC/DC after
Oh yeah.
watching a YouTube video of a recent tour that they just did not look well. And I'm like, does anybody really look great at 77, 78, 80 years old?
I forgot the
It's hard.
context of that. It's yes, yes. To be fair, like I forgot the context behind that, but
Well, the schoolboy uniform. He's still
yeah,
wearing Angus Young is still wearing the schoolboy uniform.
and
That's an iconic figure.
yes, and it's crazy because, I mean, maybe I represent the millennial generation, but now we're dealing with like the Gen Z generation where everything trends on TikTok, and
Yeah.
so this video was trending, and for me, I got a rise out of it because he looks like he's in pain. Like, he's doing the oi, oi. But it just, and I sent it to you both, and I think I sent it
Yeah,
to Cheech too, like several times.
yeah, I watched it.
And
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, it's just so painful. It's definitely not the old Angus.
No, no, no.
But to be fair, dude, rock and roll, he's still doing it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's got a lot of cojones going out there, rocking and rolling,
Oh yeah.
keeping AC/DC alive. Um, but yeah, I think that's one of my favorite. I don't really go on rants.
No,
I don't think
no.
I do. No.
I'm
Well,
trying to
I
remember.
love when I throw a topic at you, and then you just give me so much info on it. It's
Yeah,
almost like mind.
that's what I do. Yeah.
It's
Like,
a mind fuck. Like what, Manny? What did you just say? Oh my
yeah,
God! Holy
yeah,
shit! That's
yeah.
insane. And there's like from the Will episodes, the Nietzsche
Mhm.
episodes.
The
That's
Rush
from.
Hemispheres.
Oh, forget
We
about it.
talk about reason
Yeah,
versus passion.
yeah, yeah. And I love that you could. with the serial killers, you could pick out the psychological things in them,
Mhm.
uh, the philosophical things in Neil's lyrics, like the Stoics, the poetry, the history, all that stuff. You're amazing at just picking out one line to figure it all out, and that blows my mind away. And I learned so much from you from that.
Mhm.
I learned so much from you on philosophy, just like
Mhm.
like Schopenhauer, Camus, all my favorite guys.
The voice.
My boys. Um, what is it? The the death of what is it where he's throwing the ball up and it comes back and down? Camus. Remember, I almost bought that book.
The myth of Sisyphus. That's
Yeah,
your that
yeah.
story of your life.
That's the story of my life. From
And somehow
6
you
a.m.
keep bringing that, you keep pushing that stone up the hill.
from 6 a.m. to 2:30, 5 days a
At the
week.
temple right there.
Yeah. But and another amazing thing, a lot of these Mr. Black, you got to give Mr. Black some credit, and we got to give the metal table
The metal table. The holy
because
metal table.
I don't know where they come from. Maybe sometime I'll just be at the temple and I'll get a text from you and I'll be like, wait a second, I got an idea. You'd be like, dude, metal table just told me this,
Yeah.
and then how many times together do we write? We've
Oh
wrote
man.
episodes. We wrote a Christmas episode at the temple.
Yeah.
A bunch of Rush episodes we wrote at the temple,
Mhm.
when we were working a lot together, getting paid to do the Cheech and Manny show by the temple.
Using our time right.
Exactly. But yeah, so many great times, man. It's like, AM Gold was a lot of fun too.
That
That
was
was us laughing the whole
a
time.
lot of
Was that the
fun.
same one as Yacht Rock?
Yacht
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah,
So
rock.
Cheech
Yeah.
calls it AM Gold Rock. So I titled it AM Gold, not Yacht Rock. Which I don't
Yeah.
like Yacht Rock either. I feel like that's lame.
Yeah,
Me
it's
personally, I
some
think that's
rich
lame.
person's. You don't
Yeah.
have to be rich to listen to the Little River
No.
Band. It's
Yesterday was kind of a big day. I read that Donald Fagen of Steely Dan has retired from the music business. And
wow.
he put out in a statement it was because he no longer wanted to undergo the pressure of recording albums and having to tour. And I'm like, he's 78 years old. He could do whatever he wanted.
I know.
I was lucky enough to get to see Steely Dan a few years back, but it was after Walter Becker had passed away.
Mhm.
But
But
I got to see Steely
I
Dan.
could understand that though because look at his legacy. Suppose he did a shite album. People are gonna be that's what they're gonna remember him as. You know what I mean? Like when you are.
Well, dude, if you release Asia, how you gonna top that?
I know you might as well
Dude,
just
Asia, do you have any idea that in the recording industry and audiophile industry, that's
change
the
everything.
top tier? Like
Yeah.
people say, put that record on to test your audio systems. Like you don't even have to like Asia. Like, how do you top that? Like,
I know. Just the way it was recorded.
and that was the soft rock height. The
Oh yeah,
oh, and but don't tell Fagan that because he does not. He hates if you call him soft rock or
yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't. There's a
Well, it's funny because I don't almost consider him soft rock. Like Kid Charlemagne. I mean, is it soft rock? Peg? Is
well.
it?
We kind of took a look at that issue on that episode because
It's like
um
calling certain bands prog rock. You know what I mean?
right that's the problem and it's like going with the genre. We kind of explored soft rock's origins,
Yeah,
which is really important because it stemmed from like Carole King,
yeah. James
James
Taylor,
Taylor, stepping away
Simon and
from like
Garfunkel. Yeah,
the I mean obviously Led Zeppelin introduced hard rock, right? Like
yeah,
really
yeah.
hard, um, and Black Sabbath metal. But the soft rock was more let's think let's think let's take things a little introspective. But the rock here that we're here listening like Steely Dan, dude, it's a mix of so many things. It's jazzy,
Oh,
it's
I think it's
proggy, it's
it's
also
more jazz.
progressive.
Yeah, it's more jazz than any. Kid
It's
Charlemagne is like that intro.
dude,
You know.
instrumental prowess too, like
Mhm.
top tier musicianship on a lot immaculate production. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I'm and I get it why they call it soft rock.
Well, it's
Um,
played it's played on soft rock radio.
right.
And
Which
it,
is
it was.
which was the AM Gold thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And this was before Image was a really big thing, as we kind of humorously
yeah.
discovered on the show.
Oh man, Manny, could I just take this call for a second? Remember I told you.
Okay, so I gotta end it here then.
Okay, and then I'll call you. I'll call you back.
Joe, intermission.
Or we could Shanghai the show and just keep going without him.
Let's give.
Whatever you want to do.
Problem is, I think if okay, he has to take a call. It's gonna freeze the thing here.
Okay.
Okay,
See you in a bit.
All right.
Joe,
Sorry.
Cheech, text us.
All
I'll
right.
send the link.
Okay.
Yeah, so Joe, you were saying we're going into one of our new things on the show, Artist of the Month. And if you want to give an explanation and give a breakdown on the Artist of the Month of the year 2026, because we already have one for every month.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting.
By
And
the way, this is thanks to you. This was Joe's idea, right, Cheech?
Yeah.
This wasn't our
Totally.
idea.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
oh yeah, well, it just came up because actually it's kind of like celebrating the careers of artists that may not be household names
Yeah,
that keep
like
popping up because they have connections to other musicians.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
Roy
the
Harper is a
beauty.
very good example of that. And I have now since found out that Roy Harper is an outstanding guitar player, singer-songwriter,
Yep.
and he's on such a level above what I can understand. I mean, I'd have to read Keats. He's very influenced by Keats and some of the British poets.
Yeah.
So obviously Manny and Cheech are going to have to bone up on that because I don't think I am.
Oh, you want to learn about Keats? Oh, watch the movie.
Dead Poet Society.
No, the movie about Keats. I think I told you about
Shoot.
it.
Well, watch Dead Poet Society.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because our main
movie,
character quotes Keats.
yeah. But the actual story of Keats, what's his famous poem? I should be shot. It's the name of the movie.
Also, by the way, Cheech, you're dead by this point.
I am.
Been shot. Is it an ode to Nightingale?
Yes, I
Autumn?
think. I think it's that.
You guys
Joe,
one an ode to Melancholy, which is my favorite.
Nightingale one. If you really want to learn about Keats, watch the movie. Talk about a bastard who suffered. Oh God, over love.
Yeah. And then in February, we made Kate Bush Artist of the Month because she just kept popping up as an influential character linked to people like Peter Gabriel and David Gilmour.
And wait, no, I'm sorry. Not, they're gonna name the other guy Buckley. I thought when you talk about Jeff Buckley, I gotta.
Well, I think Jeff Buckley should be. Well, anyway, before we get there, if I can say, Kate Bush, I am now been obsessed with Kate Bush, and I think it was thanks to this show. I was very familiar with her. She was February's, right, Joe? Or March?
Yes, February was Kate Bush.
But yeah, because the first one was Roy Harper. And his is just really funny because his started with as a joke in terms of, well, us and Cheech, but then we figure out, wait, he's actually an insane musician and the Prague of folk, which there are not much folks. I feel like the English are always ahead of the game there.
Yeah.
But
and he's more than a name of a Led Zeppelin song. That's the key.
Yes, he actually is a lot more. And we're gonna look into Page's work with him in the future.
Yeah.
But Kate Bush, I mean, talk about an artist that I guess now she's getting known. But she definitely needs to be known a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was her stage crew that came up with the hands-free microphone, attached to her head because she wanted to dance as well as sing.
Right.
And you think about it, and I had no idea it was that revolutionary, but 4 years later, Madonna comes on the scene and is doing something such a dance and choreographed.
Think about the influence she has on those type of performers like Lady Gaga or Taylor Swift, that they literally do that to move around.
And I bet you they don't even know who she is.
I hope they do, but
I think they know who she is.
You think so?
Yeah,
they have
to.
Especially Madonna and like the early
Madonna. I would say Madonna, but you think what's her name?
Chapel Roan.
What's that?
You got to check out Chapel Roan.
Oh, you Kate Bush
before?
Kate Bush?
Yeah. Well, I
wonder. I hope Taylor Swift knows who she is. You know what I mean? I hope that these famous kids today, Sabrina Carpenter, know who Kate Bush is.
Well, someone like Taylor is more heavily influenced by a Stevie Nicks.
Yes. Well, actually, as a quick aside, so talk about the story of two women, like Stevie Nicks and Kate Bush. They couldn't be like more different artists. It's like Kate Bush is more like, how would I describe her? She is, and think about it, at 19, what she was doing. Nobody was doing anything like she
No.
was doing. Nobody. Nicks is the queen, one of the queens of rock and roll. She just took on the rock and roll witchy aesthetic, and I love how Joe. She definitely has more of a popular influence on like Taylor Swift and like Kelly Clarkson. I'm random names in my head. Avril Lavigne. Especially because of her voice, her lyrics as well, and her stage performance. I saw her live.
Yeah.
Very, very compelling performer. I love her outfits. She has these interesting gowns. Um, but different from Kate Bush, though. I feel like Kate Bush had more of an influence on, like, your Madonnas, perhaps. Um,
Yeah, I would say more that. Yeah.
Lady Gaga. I think Lady Gaga definitely knows who she was. I'd be shocked if she didn't, especially her boldness and like her expressive style. Because think about it, before, now obviously there was Beyonce, there was Shakira, there was I'm trying to remember the big like female pop artists. But
J-Lo?
J-Lo, right. But I remember when Gaga came out, her thing was very strange. There was no one really like her before. And then when I
I,
saw Kate Bush
yeah.
doing these early performances of Wuthering Heights, and I was like, oh, so it was seen before. Like, so this led me to believe
Yeah.
like those that were, you can tell who got influenced by like Stevie Nicks
Mhm.
versus Kate Bush. But she's so brilliant. I mean, talk about a remarkable singer, artist, songwriter. She mostly has perfect albums, even to this day.
Yeah.
And only toured two times. So it's like watching Kate Bush in concert was kind of like seeing a unicorn. It's
Yeah.
a very rare occurrence.
I would have, dude, Joe, if she tours, I'm buying tickets. Like if she does a rare, I mean, I doubt it, but
She's
I
68 years old now.
I know. I would still go though, honestly.
But, why can't she be approached by people that can finance doing a major show? Could you imagine her at the Sphere? Not her, but it would have to be someone singing her music, celebrating her
Dude,
music.
that's
And I'm
gotta be an
surprised it's not a
idea.
Broadway show.
I,
I mean, there are cover bands in England that celebrate her music, but
there
uh,
should be a Broadway show on that.
yeah,
Like it was already done with Carole King. And I
Oh,
thought,
I saw that. I
dude,
saw that film.
it
That was
blew me
great.
away. It blew me away and got me thinking of other ideas. Like the music Kate Bush set to, like, it could be her live or it could be like stage. Like she was into interpretive dances. Like she choreographed her own dances. So talk about like a multi-talented person here. And I just love her influences on prog, like
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Peter Gabriels, the Roy Harpers. I mean, there's a reason why David Gilmour's like there's a
Yeah.
reason why she had that connection there.
She needs to be more known. You know what I mean? She's not like she's
I
in
think
that.
Stranger Things made her a household name for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Winona
I just finished
Ryder did that.
watching the series, yeah, Stranger Things, and the song "Running Up That Hill" is in 5 episodes.
Yeah.
It was a recurring thing. It wasn't a one-off.
Oh, see, I thought
It's
it was a
iconic.
one-off. Okay, so that's good. That's
Yeah,
why
it's like
it shot to the charts.
yes, it was pretty incredible. But I would have to say Manny is right in that Stevie Nicks and Kate Bush are direct opposites because Stevie Nicks sacrificed everything for her career.
Yep.
She said it in interviews,
Yep.
I never had a family.
Well, I argue that
Never
she
had children.
sacrificed. That's a great point. Joe, I've seen that interview. I actually read it too, that she sacrificed everything, think of everything. Like she even it could argue she sacrificed her marriage. I mean, the moment during the recording of Rumors, their relationship was deteriorating. Like before they were a unit, it's really interesting you ever listen to it. They have an album they recorded together.
That's a
Um,
good album.
it's actually pretty good. It's like their
I
Yoko Ono and John album. Like they're naked in the cover.
yeah.
It's not funny, but they were really in love and they put music in the center of their marriage. It was really sweet how they started.
Well, they never married.
Well, okay. So it's
All
okay.
right, but
So
the
I didn't know that.
controversy was she was going to have a baby with Don Henley, and she had an abortion.
Okay. So
Oh,
I didn't know that. So maybe I'm confusing because I know was John McBee married to.
yeah, they were married.
Okay, so their
But they
relationship.
but they got divorced and they still stayed in the band to keep the band going. Now that's got to be
Well,
difficult.
that's what Joe's saying. Like they sacrificed everything for Fleetwood Mac. Like
Yeah.
that. So she gave up everything, even like having like everything. So
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that
and
point.
but Kate Bush decided she was going to marry, and she did have a son, and she
Yep.
left the business. And
Yep.
I think she just did not like touring, and so she didn't. She actually had her career managed the way she wanted it to
Yep.
be.
Yep.
It's incredible, and I still think someone like a Peter Gabriel probably gave her that advice that you can do whatever you want.
Joe, the
Don't
evidence.
don't succumb to the pressures of record companies
Mhm.
and other executives that
Yep.
are going to force you.
Yep.
If you want to, you walk away.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if
The
she
only
wanted to take 10 years to put an album out, she would take 10 years to put an
the
album out.
only thing that makes people like that succumb, they become really famous. You know what I mean? And more successful. That's the you know, like for instance, Rush, album after album
Well,
after
I will
album.
say, but Cheech, it did destroy Rush. I mean, it's pretty well documented that the touring got really grueling.
Oh,
Like
it destroys
it
anybody.
kind of destroyed Neil Peart famously, and
Oh,
he would have.
well, he didn't. Yeah,
I would wonder if he was alive, if he would come back. 'Cause it was, he was saying
yeah,
it's getting to the point where it's getting really grueling,
yeah,
and they even talked about it before. But it has been done before. Steely Dan stopped touring at a
yeah,
certain point.
yeah.
The Beatles stopped touring at a
Oh,
certain.
yeah, yeah.
Kate Bush stopped
Yeah.
touring at a certain point,
But
and
that's just the sacrifice you make in order to achieve that level of success, unfortunately. You know what I mean? That's the craziness of it.
And then for March, we have Annika Nilles as the artist of the month.
yes, and
And
we already have an episode, several commentaries, and an episode on her.
yeah, and you talk about maybe having a guest on that's a Rush fan. I think once they start the tour, if you have any friends that go to the shows, you got to have them on, see what they're
That's
that have
that's a,
seen
that's a
Rush
great
live.
idea.
Because I still think she's going to do a great job, and that surprise appearance they did at the Juno Awards.
Well, actually, Joe, we didn't talk to you about it live. What'd you think? Did we talk to you about it live?
I don't think so. That I forget who sent me the clip, but I thought it was very well done. Everybody, it's exactly what I thought it would be. The guys were having a great time, and they came out to open the show, and they did the one song, which was the first song from their first album, which the Professor was not on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Neil was not on that first album,
See,
and
I would have liked to seen them do the whole side of hemispheres at that show.
well,
The album that killed them. That was the album famously where they're like, yeah, we're not doing long songs anymore.
yeah. Well, I thought she did great. She did great. I think
Cheech
she's
would have
gonna
loved, so
be
Joe,
one.
Cheech would have loved she did La Via Sonjata.
Oh man. But she'll probably rock because it's a fusion song.
Yes.
It's very.
I won't lie. The performance was really rocking. I mean, I was the one who was breaking news. I sent to you both like, guys,
Yeah.
look at this. Breaking. I thought it was AI fake news. Like I didn't even believe it. And I'm like looking, I'm like, what? It was like breaking. It kind of trended too, like on
Did,
social media.
yeah.
So
So
I'm the only one of us that actually saw Annika live when she was part of Jeff Beck's
mm,
touring band.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. I
If I
remember.
had known that, I would have, paid more attention to her. But I mean, she was great. She was, locked in. Great drummer, great bass player. Jeff Beck has great bands. He's not going to surround himself with inferior musicians.
oh
He
no,
wants the
no, he
very
needs to
best
surround
that
himself
he
with,
can
like
find.
the best
I
musicians.
mean, I like Carmine a piece better, but I'm only kidding.
Yeah. So that leads us up to April's Artist of the Month, and the name that popped up on the greatest debut albums was Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
And there is a recent documentary out on his life
I
that
Okay,
is
so it sounds
being
like a couple things. I think Jeff Buckley should be April's, and I think
Yeah.
we need to do an episode, maybe a mix of the documentary. I'm gonna watch it and the album itself, and its place in 1994, because it's an album that doesn't really belong in that time. I
Yeah.
think it's strange. Like it doesn't. I guess you can argue it's like Kate Bush when she released uh, the album what am I
Hounds
blank?
of Love.
No, well, Hounds of Love, it was the 80s. She was one that brought that 80s sound. No, but her first album,
Well, Hounds of
the
Love was like her fifth album, wasn't it?
it
The Kick Inside was her debut.
the Kick Inside, where when it dropped, there was nothing quite like, no one has seen anything like this. So, and it could talk, we could mention, Cheech can go on a rant if Jeff Buckley's a genius or not.
Oh, he is a genius. And there's also another connection to him. A guy
Oh,
I'm obsessed with right now, and you know who that is. And the band we're obsessed with. Who he produced what the live
dude,
recordings?
dude, I think it's gonna be Jeff Buckley, Television, Tom Verlaine.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
it should be
excited.
so it's official. Jeff Buckley, and then we can do an episode before April ends.
Yeah, I got to do my research on him, you know.
It doesn't. I mean, I listened to the album already like 10 times already, like this month. It
Yeah.
it is extraordinary, and it's just the more I listen to it, the dude first of all sang, and he has one of the most ethereal voices. Like it doesn't make sense. And actually, a very special dear person of mine, listen, I put it on, and one of the first comments this person made was, "It sounds like he doesn't belong in rock and roll." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're kind of right. He
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't even know what genre you could put him in, but his talents and voice were singular. I
Yeah.
mean, I hope the album has like Kate Bush's like Hounds of Love. I hope it's like these albums are so amazing. And debut, I regret not putting like I don't know if it was on my list, but that was a debut.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
And
know,
I remember him in the 90s. It was on MTV, his videos, you know, and stuff like that. Um,
well, for Buckley, his estate did release a lot of work, and he did an album called Sketches for My Sweetheart the
yep,
Drunk
yep,
that came out in 1998, and it
yep.
was like they're literally sketch songs. They're not really completed, but he does the Genesis song from The
Dude,
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. He
he
loved Genesis. He loved
that
Zeppelin
just
even
tells you
more.
so much. Yeah, I
You know,
love that interview. You post that video, and I've seen it before, where it's just so great how he does this, where someone asks him, "What are the bands or artists that influence you?" And he takes a while to think. Like, yeah,
yeah,
it seems like it went on forever. Gives an answer, and then finally, and it shows us. I think he had a comedic side. Led Zeppelin, like 100, and I see it. I see it. And what's astounding is cover of Back in New York of Genesis, which is it's one of my top Genesis songs,
yeah.
and it just shows you what kind of dude this guy was, like, as an
yeah.
artist.
It's too bad that I guess they were working on the recording in the studio and recorded a lot of songs, and he didn't like it. He didn't like how it was coming out, and that's why they went down to Memphis to start over. And that's when he drowned. He went for that swim before going to the studio, and his body went missing. It was
Was it
horrible.
just like a freak thing? He just drowned? He
It
like,
was a freak thing. So they did toxicology on him, and he did have the equivalent of one 12-ounce beer in his system. That's it. There were no drugs.
Yeah, so he
wow.
was like, okay.
They think that his body was pulled under by the
Riptide.
when a boat went by and sucked him under like a riptide.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say
Oh,
that
well,
they saw him go into the water and he was actually singing "Whole Lot of Love" at the top of his lungs.
oh my God. Wow.
Kind of
Really?
spooky.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
that's how what's his name died from the Cosby Show. Theo. You know the
Drowning.
kid. Yeah, a riptide got him. He was on vacation with his family. It was really sad. Same kind of thing.
Jeez. All right,
I
so Jeff
remember
Buckley.
I remember being in the Bahamas and feeling some weird shit, like getting close to the water and feeling like a pull in the water. And this,
Mm,
I backed off, like what the? I don't know if you've ever experienced that in the like in some of these. If you've been on these islands,
yeah.
you know what I mean. There's a pull that you could that it does pull you forward. Um, it happened to me as a kid too down Rye Beach in Playland. There was a hurricane that had just happened, so the waves were crazy. And I remember we were so excited we'd never seen waves. Me and my sister were like jumping into these waves. Those friggin' waves, one wave pulled me about 5 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it stops at a point when the next wave comes and pushes you back. But it's really friggin' scary.
And
Yeah.
I can
and
imagine.
shocking with Jeff Buckley's case, I've heard it was a boat that pulled him in. So it really was a freak accident. Like it's kind of really unfortunate.
That never happened.
It
Yeah, you
wasn't
never
even
know.
an official riptide, like you're mentioning it.
Yeah. Wow. That's so sad.
Yeah. We've got the music.
We got
Yeah.
that one album. Yeah. Yeah, that album is like top I think Manny's top 10 albums of all time. That's top 10.
Yeah.
Easy.
On YouTube, there's an excellent pro shot concert live in Chicago. Jeff Buckley. It's on YouTube. Check it out. It's just like fantastic. It's very well recorded, very well shot.
Yeah, I gotta listen to him some more. I always remembered him in the '90s, and I liked his songs from the videos I would see. And he was played a lot, on the video, whether it was VH1 or MTV. I know one of those channels played him a lot.
Well, he used to joke because People magazine named him as one of the 50 most handsome or beautiful people. And he actually was kind of offended by that. He didn't like that.
Yeah,
Wanted to be known for the music, not for his looks.
yeah, wow.
So yeah, Jeff Buckley for April. We'll
Hmm.
talk about May. I have to bone up on Tom Verlaine now.
Oh, he's the fucking
Sweet
man,
Television and Tom Verlaine. Yeah. That's
genius.
we've been get ready for our television episode. Marquee
Yeah.
movie is gonna come out
And like, very interesting, like a Jeff Buckley, they're almost like a one album deal,
in a way. Yeah.
Marquee Moon, and then they did another album maybe a couple of years later in the
Right.
80s, but
Right.
that's it. And I think I figured out what happened to them, and we'll talk about it on the show when we do
Right.
it, and
Right.
I'll reveal that,
Right.
yeah. But so wow, we covered a lot. I'm trying to think of other episodes of Insanity. Um, oh, I like my why Frank Zappa is not Prague.
See, I think Things Up is Prague. I have to push back on you on that one.
And but you know my answer though.
He's too diverse.
No,
You know,
but you know my answer why Frank Zappa is
he's a
not Prague.
genius.
Yeah, that he is, but there's the reason. Because Frank Zappa's music is its own genre of music. It's Frank
Mhm.
Zappa.
He's another one that it's interesting how I'm not sure how much of a household name he was at the time. Today he's not really a household name, but
Fortunately, yeah.
the influence he had, like for example, on Deep Purple, smoke we would not
Yeah.
have Smoke on the Water, and Gillan name drops him,
Yeah.
Frank Zappa and the Mothers. Like,
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
when Zappa was, in the 60s and 70s, he was the shit, man. Because nothing was like that. Nobody ever heard that kind of music. He's like we're talking about Von Williams and all these like Stravinsky. He's in that category of the
mhm.
19th century, you know. Definitely beyond a rock and roll musician on any level. And his intelligence, he was like a peer,
He was
you know.
American, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'll
Uh,
give him. He gave the English a run for their money.
yeah, but it was different Prague. It was,
But dude, no one like him. There were plenty of him in England. There was not in America. There were bands like him,
yeah.
but he was one of those rare ones that gave them a run for their money.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And nothing sounded like Frank Zappa. He was just, and he always had the greatest musicians in the fucking world. Steve Vai, Terry Bozzio.
And he was not a drug user at all. He
No,
was
No,
totally sober and clean. And he presented us with that music.
yeah,
Unbelievable. Because you would say, oh, he's got to be on something. But he just thought differently.
yeah. His brain worked differently. He was just a good genius. And Zappa is just Zappa. That's the genre.
Sounds like future with Joe. We gotta do Zappa episodes. I think they might.
Oh, there's so many albums. It's like
We
I
gotta
wouldn't know
do
what
it.
to
We
pick.
gotta do it. We
Joe's
gotta do it. We
Garage.
gotta do it. You got right, Mr. Black. We gotta do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. We should dive into his greatest albums for our viewers out there.
Oh
Because,
yeah,
dude,
definitely.
Zappa, no one really knows him except. Okay,
Well,
it's really funny. The ones that do know him are rock fans,
yeah,
60s stuff with mothers, people who are historians that look into Deep Purple's, like, that line, and who's Frank
yeah,
Zappa?
yeah,
And Frank Zappa fans, which they're out there, and prog rock fans, because he did
yeah.
release one prog album. Forget the name of it, but it's very proggy.
In the 70s and 80s, so Zappa he was the Joe Saw him in concert. He was very, very popular. Died too young. I think he died when he was 50 of prostate cancer in like the 90s. Now, unfortunately, Dweezil, his son, in the 90s and the millennial kept us. He was play the Capitol all the time, and it was Zappa play Zappa. He kept that going alive. But unfortunately, you're not hearing much about Dweezil Zappa, his son, or even Frank Zappa. He just kind of like, which is sad. You don't hear much about him. You know, there is a great documentary though on Prime or Netflix on him. I recommend. Um, so anyway, I'm trying to think of other episodes. God, anything you guys could think of?
Well, there's the debut albums, there was the concert experiences. We ranked the Led Zeppelin songs.
Oh yeah, that was hard. That was tough. That was a
And now we
tough
have
one.
Joe on those episodes. We just go, like the rankings, and we rank the progressive rock songs, or no, yeah, we ranked several things like singers,
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin, concerts. I mean,
Oh, our favorite
that was
concerts.
really fun.
Yeah.
Favorite musicians we saw in concert by instrument.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got one for you guys. I think Joe's on for this one. Well, I don't even know how this conversation topic came up. Like true love kind of thing.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
the topic
First
about
Loves,
that?
True Loves, James Taylor.
Yes.
That was different.
That
Yeah.
was a good episode.
One theme that I know has come up is that there's always references to the temple, and some of the listeners are being confused by that, thinking that you guys are part of a cult of some
They
sort.
We
were
are.
we're part of some like Scientology
We're
cult.
in the
Oh no, you know what
we're
is Cheech? I think they think we're Freemasons.
a lot of people do think we're Freemasons. And I have to. And then if you work at the temple, a couple of people figured it out. They know the temple is a place that we work, and they even catch on. Joe knows some of the lingo. The priests and
Yep.
we used a lot of Rush, no new speak
Newspeak.
kind of language to trick everybody. Every now and then we slip up though, but
Yeah,
it's
we're not perfect.
but yeah, a lot of temple references, which is fun. It's just fun to poke fun at it because it got to.
And
It
that was
just
improvised on the show.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
We remember. It was
A,
kind of
a,
funny.
a lot of the stuff is improv. This whole, like we have not a script, but we have an outline
Hmm.
with facts, that we've researched, and then a lot of it is just bouncing back and then going from topic, like topic jumping. We do that a lot. We'll go from one topic to another topic to
Yep.
another topic, and then we come back home.
Yep.
I love that,
Yep.
and
That's always
I'm
fun.
looking forward to the Stormcock album because, Cheech, you have claimed that you can figure out and know which guitar parts are Roy Harper and which guitar parts are Jimmy Page. Because
on
Jimmy
that
played on Stormcock.
on the
He was
only
on Hors d'oeuvres especially.
he's on one song though, I think. I don't.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, he's on the first one. Yeah, I could tell at the ending. The solo at the ending is Jimmy Page going nuts. He's just going crazy. You can hear it. And I'm going by my ears because I know Page's phrasing so well, and you do too. And you can hear it. You got to listen to it a lot. What I did with the Prague albums, especially when we haven't really done what Prague out. We do it. Did we do a full Prague album, Manny? Yeah.
Relayer was my number one favorite prog
No,
album.
no, no. Where we broke it down. I don't think we broke
I
down a
don't
product.
think so. We went through the not yet.
So what I did on a lot of these is I did like two takes of music. The first listen, especially on Foxtrot, and then the second listen, I would pick up on many different things that they were doing. Roy Harper, I did that a lot. Roy Harper is just like, oh my God, he's such an amazing picker. Time changes. I'm looking forward to doing Stormcock.
Different
Um,
keys and tunings. That's
drop
one thing
D,
also
yeah,
interesting.
drop D tunings, which is really cool. I really hope we make a difference so people could remember him as a person,
Mhm.
not just known on an album or sing and have a cigar, which he's known for. Zeppelin 3 and have a cigar, but in America, I don't think people
No.
who's listening to him right now. You know what I mean? In America, like, is he
Well,
playing?
we do a poll. Hey, have you listened to Stormcock? I mean,
I wonder if digital radio on like a folk digital radio might play him. You know what I mean? Like he might be played on that.
maybe his other accessible tracks, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But
Maybe.
some of them, are just so proggy.
That song
And
with Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney singing backing vocals is actually very catchy. I could have seen that or imagined that being played on radio quite
Right.
often in
that
England.
did chart. That charted in
Yeah.
yeah in the top 30.
In England, right? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, it did
Yeah,
make
you
it
did
over
not
here.
hear. Yeah.
What was the name of it? Just Another Day in England?
Yeah, yeah,
Something like that, yeah. And
yeah.
you could tell that Paul McCartney had an influence on some of the arrangement of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
McCartney.
it's cool McCartney would want to play. I mean, that's how he was known. McCartney is playing with you. Doesn't get and I don't think Jimmy Page, yeah, but like McCartney's like McCartney. You know what I
Beatles.
mean?
Beatles.
It's like he's playing with you. How many people play with Paul McCartney? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like if you do, you better like Michael Jackson did. You know what I mean? Like, you better be like super
Yeah.
human.
It says a lot.
I mean, Jimmy Page, it makes sense because Jimmy Page loved him. You know what I mean? But McCartney, I don't think maybe McCartney must have liked him.
I think so. I think Roy Harper just had a big influence on the musicians in England,
Yeah.
more than like the wide popular culture.
And I think it was his attitude too. I think it was just like this is me, this is how I'm gonna do it, and
And,
too bad.
and the Have a Cigar song is not the song most people know from that album. Wish You Were Here steals it.
Yeah.
So most people don't even pay attention to that song. And obviously Shine On You Crazy Diamond, that bookends the album, also steals it.
Yeah.
So if people listen to it, I'll be honest with you, like they're very, I love that song because I listened to
Oh,
the album
I
for so many
worship
times.
that song. I
Right.
mean, you hear it on the radio a lot though. Like
Yes.
regular
But if
radio.
you ask, like they know Wish You Were Here. That song transcended
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so Roy Harper's not. It's not a. He's not a household name, and he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard another story about Roy Harper and his agreement with Pink Floyd to sing "Have a Cigar" because there was supposedly some bad blood between them. That Roy Harper was not really compensated for "Have a Cigar," but my understanding was he was willing to sing the song if he was given a season pass to his favorite cricket pitch because he loved the sport of cricket. He said, "You get me a season ticket, for cricket, I'll sing the song," and that was the agreement.
That's insane.
But
It could
that
have
meant no
made.
royalties or anything.
I mean, and I think Roy Harper could have used money. You know what I mean?
Well,
If he made
dude, I don't even know. I'd wonder.
like the royalties off that song would have been a nice chunk of change for him every quarter. I don't think he made a ton of money like Pink Floyd. You know, Uh, he made enough to sustain a career, but I'm
Yeah, I don't think
curious.
like none of his albums really. The only one that was kind of and wasn't even financially successful was Stormcock.
And the one before it, Flat, Baroque, and whatever.
Latin Baroque.
Yeah,
I wonder how he made his money. And it's because he kept recording. I mean,
live. He played live gigs a lot in England.
Yeah, when he was young, when he was younger. I mean, but
Yeah.
he went out there last fall and did maybe six shows.
Oh, in February he did songs. He did a tour with his son in England.
Nick, yeah,
Yeah,
son
yeah,
Nick.
yeah,
there's another one of my favorite, Nick Drake. He reminds me of Nick Drake.
yeah.
I was listening
He's
to Nick Drake
also
the other day.
Prague. He's
I was listening
Prague.
to him. I'm like, oh, so now, okay, I definitely love Stormcock and like love Harper because I love Nick Drake.
Yeah,
So
that's the style, the Prague
another one
folk.
that barely did not even touch no charts or nothing.
No,
His
no,
albums didn't even sell at the time. So
no. He's a
I think
footnote.
we have to work on a screenplay, Cheech, where we do a revisionist history and get Quentin Tarantino involved in doing a movie where Bad Company makes it big. Swan Song decides to sign Roy Harper.
yeah,
When Zeppelin is not touring, he'll Jimmy Page will be with Roy Harper, and
And,
all of a sudden Roy Harper is catapulted into the
yeah.
stratosphere like a
and
Bob Dylan on a
yeah,
pier
he's big
level.
as Bob Dylan. Yeah,
Yeah, he becomes huge. You
we'll
know,
sell that. We'll sell that to
yeah.
Tarantino.
I mean, actually, if you might recall, there was a movie I think it was called Yesterday that had the Beatles revisionist history,
hmm
where some uh, crazy thing happened and
hmm
only like three or four people knew about the Beatles. And one of them was a musician and he was writing all the songs, but there had never been a Beatles.
hmm
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yesterday,
yeah,
yeah, directed by Danny Boyle. That's an example. Right?
Yeah. And at the end, John Lennon is alive and is an
Yes,
artist living on the beach.
yes. One of the best scenes in that movie. That movie is not that great, but that is one of the best scenes.
That was incredible. So I guess our revisionist history would have to have John Bonham surviving.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
actually a great idea for a movie, like Tarantino-esque movie.
It's
But
yeah,
my theory about
And
if
Keith Moon maybe talking to Kurt Cobain or something.
if Bonham lived and Zeppelin went on, they would not have been too successful in the 80s because
Yeah, well, with the
I mean
'80s,
it would have been like The Firm, I think, which is a great,
well, you had to adapt. I mean,
yeah,
so we just said that punk was the Occam's razor, like the apocalypse. And I
yeah,
think it was. I think it
yeah,
was. And then this exploded into then new wave and all these different genres and post-punk.
yeah,
And then MTV. MTV, I think, was maybe before Nirvana, that was the second. A lot of people have gone on an interview saying that it was a struggle to survive in this new world where image was actually really important.
yeah, yeah,
And a lot of the 70s bands had a hard time. So
yeah.
one of the thought experiments is like had Led Zeppelin continued with John Bonham, right? And the Who tried. Were they successful? I'm not sure, but
I'd say they were. I love those albums.
okay, you were
I
there.
mean,
I think they blow, in my opinion. Like
you know why?
they just sound so
Here's the thing that when Moon died and they did those
you
albums,
better, you bet. I'm
I
like, dude,
love that shit. I
I
grew
don't
up
know.
with.
No. I'm
So,
just being
but
cheeky, but
what's funny is they came out with those albums right when MTV came out.
they did. They were on that threshold,
So that's what
but they
made
got
me
eclipsed.
aware of it.
Right, but they got eclipsed. Like as soon as MTV came out, and if you did not have videos like Rolling Stones, they adapted, and that's why
Yeah.
actually they were successful at first.
Yeah, but
They were, but then they kind of tanked was because I think they
and
couldn't.
by the mid 80s, the Stones videos were fucking the Harlem Shuffle was like lame.
Right. I feel like David Bowie mastered it.
Yeah, Bowie did it. Yeah.
There are very few that actually survived, but you really had to change. You had to
Yeah.
incorporate synthesizers. I
But
mean,
Bowie did it with integrity. He didn't change.
but he did change the sound though.
He did, but his songs were awesome. China Girl, you know what I mean?
I
Like a
have my
lot.
own opinion on that, but
There's not one Bowie song in the 80s that I don't like. Stevie Ray Vaughan played on was it China Girl?
yeah,
Or
Bruce Springsteen adapted. But
oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
read in his biography, he said that, but it's just so funny, just because you guys got me going on this. He said, and I recommend his biography, Born to Run, it's fantastic, about the audiobook. Well, he actually reads it. It's really cool. And I get to the part of the 80s. Obviously, my favorite part because, born in the USA.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, he had a rule with the band. They have to dress up stylish. He had control over what they wore and everything. They can't wear anything that was, that would date them. So if you look at their 70s performances, they look sharp. And that
Yeah.
was because of Springsteen. Now in the 80s, in the MTV era, they broke every rule. And because of that, they got dated. So he
Yeah.
even says, if you look at those videos, we look horrible.
Yeah.
According to him. But he's saying, yeah, like in this MTV era, like he didn't want to do it, but he was convinced. I forgot exactly who convinced him. I think it was John Landau, who
Yeah.
said, you have to do it. This is the future. The
Yeah.
music video and like choreograph and fake, not lip singing and
Yeah.
all that. So
I
Led
mean,
Zeppelin, would they have survived? Not sure.
No, I don't think
You
so.
say
The
no. The
music,
Who, they tried. I mean,
I mean, Zeppelin's music was too heavy. Sabbath didn't survive. They did the album with Gillan. Uh, Ronnie James Dio was before MTV. Ian Gillan, they did one album, and then they went on. I mean, obviously Ozzy
yeah.
survived.
And it's crazy because then they had competition from global superstars. Michael Jackson, Prince.
Yeah.
That was your competition because they were stealing from the rock audience.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That and and obviously our boys in Rush adapted really well. At that point, they abandoned the. It was still there, the proggy stuff.
Well, MTV got smart because when MTV started, I mean, I was there. Joe was there, so um, I would watch. I admit, I was a Madonna fan. Young Cheech, maybe not for the songs, but um, but anyway, like you'd see like a Virgin, uh, Beat It, and then Flight of Icarus by Maiden.
Mm,
Like literally, like that's what you would see. It would be like there was no format, you know. Then I guess it became a problem, and then they did formatted shows. There was it was called the Heavy Metal Half Hour. Couldn't wait to come home from school at 3:30 and watch that. Then that turned into Headbangers Ball. Then they had the rap.
mm,
There was complaining that rap wasn't getting enough play. Then they did Yo MTV Raps. Look forward to learning. That's how I learned about rap. I wouldn't have really been into rap if it wasn't for MTV. I would not have learned about rap music. You know what I mean? Although I always liked it when it was on the radio and WBLS played Rappers Delight, Curtis Blow. But I learned about, all these great rappers and stuff. So MTV, God, they paved the way for so many bands in the 80s, new and old, you know. Thank God for MTV. That's where I learned so much from watching MTV as a young kid
hmm
about all kinds of music, so but
No, it
yeah,
should be. It was. I want my MTV. It should be. I want my Cheech and Manny show.
exactly. I know.
We gotta catch up with a slogan.
But yeah, Zeppelin, it would have been a combination of Joe. Maybe if you agree with me on this or not, Outrider and The Firm. That would have been Zeppelin in the 80s, right?
I'm sorry to say this, but I think that Robert Plant's ambition and growth as a musician, he would have probably become a little bit tired of the drug use among their circle and what it was doing to Bonham in particular and
Yeah.
Jimmy. And I think he would have left. I
Yeah.
think Plant would have left. And if Bonham, I wonder if Bonham would have gone with him and cleaned himself up.
Yeah.
I think the band would have still, dissolved because Jimmy took them as far as he could for 12 years.
It's crazy how Bonham died when the era died. Like 1969 is the first album, in 1980. The 70s was the greatest music ever, in my opinion, for hard rock. And then 1980, everything changed, and then John Bonham died. So he died right when the 70s
I think it was
ended.
apocalyptic. Like not even like also before like Keith Moon's death.
Yeah.
A lot of artists were washing out. Like Aerosmith were on high drug. They
But
were
Aerosmith, like they did, Aerosmith was interesting because when
no,
they came,
but the anti 80s they were really low.
oh yeah,
Drug
they but
usage
they
was
they
high.
did. They did a great album called Done with Mirrors that nobody ever talks about in
No, but that
1983.
didn't do well.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it just
great. And then they blew up with Angel.
but
And then,
much later, 87.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Much later. And that was helped with Rick Rubin.
No, no, no. Before that, that was 86. They
Okay.
had a song
I know,
called,
but they struggled though. Their albums were
no, I saw them in the Garden in 1986, and they had you could look it up. They had a hit song called Angel. It
isn't
was
that
like
on Permanent Vacation?
no, before
It
that. This
is.
is no, no, it's leading up to that.
That's funny. There's a
Do
song called
those
Angel on that album.
on permanent vacation? Are
Yeah,
you
Angel.
sure? Are you sure?
Let me double check. Yeah.
1986? It's got to be. It's definitely 86, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty
But
sure.
I know a lot of them like the 80s kind of like what it did was it 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 sort of like was an apocalypse to the excesses of hard rock.
Yeah,
But to be fair though, you know who continued it? The LA metal scene.
of
And
course.
then
Yeah.
people got really tired of that pretty soon.
Well,
So
that had a nice run from like
did. You know what put an end to that?
grunge.
Grunge killed it because people were already tired of it.
I mean, the early 80s when bands like Dokken, Motley Crue, Rat, Wasp, all these great, metal hair bands came out.
Mhm.
I would say Bon Jovi, you know, they had a hell of a run, from like about
How
83,
about
82.
MTV bringing them a lot of fame,
Yeah.
videos? They
Up
mastered it.
until right before grunge hit, 1990. They're like Dr. Feelgood was huge. Motley Crue was on top of the world, right? Right before it happened, right before the bomb went
Lit-
off.
Literally, Dr. Feelgood, they closed it. I think it was like 89. They closed the
Yeah,
decade with that. And
they
then
did. Yeah,
90s, it was calm before the storm. And
yeah.
then flannels and ripped jeans
Well,
came in.
a couple bands could have saved metal, like Metallica. Uh,
Well, they adapted. So they let go of that. Which
yeah.
again, I mean, you could I know they get hate, but to survive.
But coming from people like me who were like, in the 80s, not quite ready for the new decade, you're not thinking about that. When you're living in the 80s, you're a metalhead, and Metallica is put out Injustice for All, and you're just like, oh, this is cool, it's a 1988, you're not thinking about what the next 3 years are gonna bring you. You think at that moment that's gonna last forever. That this music's
There's a lesson to be learned there,
and
especially for musicians this day and age.
but people like me that was like always stuck in that era in the 80s
Mhm.
who don't want to adapt. I never wanted to adapt into the 90s, Uh, and then Metallica came out with the Black Album. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, there was metal. There was like I told you, there was that progressive era that I loved from 87 till about 90, 91. All these bands, Watchtower, Wrathchild, America, Annihilator, Toxic, Fates Warning, um, you know, and all of a sudden this prog metal, Dream Theater, Queensryche started it with Operation Mindcrime. I'm like, this is it. This is our time, This art rock back again, the English. Now Americans got it. Then boom, that ended. So the 80s was so cool because it brought up glam metal, prog metal, thrash metal. But Metallica, when they did the Black album, you're very right. And I know I'm going on a Cheech rant right now, right? Um, you're very right. They knew how to adapt. Bob Rock made them adapt. And I heard that album and I was like, not for me. After Injustice for All, it was not good.
Yeah.
But this little band out of Texas called Pantera came out and was like, this is what should be happening.
Now,
But it
was
was
Pantera like financially successful?
in the 90s, yeah, Pantera took off.
Okay.
But they took off like they were the only true metal band really that was still metal in the 80s. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? In the 90s that was doing, in my opinion, Metallica Black Album wasn't really, it was good, but compared to Injustice, it was not that good.
Hmm.
Guns N' Roses, they did some good stuff.
Well, they're another one that they're an enigma because they survived, but
Yeah.
they will quickly implode. Like
Yeah, yeah,
because of the volatile personalities and excesses that was
yeah.
already dooming a
But
lot of bands.
even Pantera, maybe 4 or 5 albums. By the late '90s, they weren't. They were done.
Hmm.
Pantera was good for like 3 or 4 albums, but they waved that flag like this is what we should be
You know,
like.
it's funny, but I feel like Pantera, don't get me wrong, they're good, but I don't think they reached the commercial successes that the grunge bands had and dominance.
No, 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 no. But
Metallica had an influence on popular culture.
yeah.
But,
Pantera just was there keeping metal alive.
mm.
No, I mean they were. I don't know if they wouldn't at the time. They couldn't sell the Garden out, but they would open up for Black
No, and
Sabbath.
I remember seeing Dimebag playing at a like what looked like a small club.
Yeah, well, no, Pantera would play like Roseland here in Europe. Different story. They would play like 2,000, 3,000 seaters.
Mm.
I don't think they ever played the Garden or anything. But for me, I was like, thank God, here's a band that's keeping metal alive with Fates Warning, with Annihilator,
Mm.
and a handful of other bands going against the grain when Metallica and Guns N' Roses,
Mhm.
it wasn't Appetite for Destruction, the stuff that they put out. It was good. November Rain was good. They're good songs. Black Album of Wolf and Man. What was the other song on that album? Struggle Within. They're good. Some good songs, but
Your favorite, Nothing Else Matters.
yeah. Once I heard that, I was like, oh my God. But you got to understand what it's coming from. It's coming from Injustice for All. One was the first video they ever made in
Mm.
1988,
Yep.
89. And for everybody, we were like, wow, Metallica makes it. Metallica was successful without ever making a video in the 80s. Could you imagine that? Just on being Metallica. And then they did, one, and that was just unbelievable. And then they came out with the Black albums. I always compare to the last album. Did you grow or did you get sucky? You know what I mean? And for me, Guns N' Roses did not e equal Appetite for Destruction. And Metallica definitely did not equal. And Metallica has not made a good album since Injustice for All, in my opinion.
And it's crazy because they did get Bob Rock. I mean,
Well, they're smart. They made Bob Rock, like you said, made them adapt.
yeah, it makes sense in this new culture.
Yeah. But for people like me that were in the 80s, you never thought that was going to end. You know what I mean? You're just like, this is gonna go on forever, right? Into the next decade, right? Maiden's gonna be a big thing. But that's naive of me. I didn't realize that in the '70s, look what happened. Bonham died, Led Zeppelin broke up, the '80s emerged. I wasn't thinking like that. You don't think like that, and unfortunately, we can't think like that anymore because that can never happen. Like, what's gonna, when this decade ends, what are we gonna enter? The same crap that's on TikTok now, you know? And that's where we did. I think we did an episode on when did it die? Like 2005 of the last great band, you know? I don't know. I just ranted. I'm sorry.
Did you win another rant?
On the 100th episode of everything. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just funny, right? Am I right though? Like, you don't think when you're in
Well, I'm
when you're
telling
in
you,
that.
but there's a lesson to be learned here. Like, I'm not a musician, so to survive in this day and age,
Yeah.
there is a lesson to be learned.
But
Like,
there's it, but for my part, there's immaturity and no, not immaturity. There's like not life experience. So when I'm 18, listening to Metallica, I don't. I'm not thinking about like I'm thinking like the 80s are never gonna end.
mm,
This is gonna be it forever because 84, 85, 86, 87. Oh, music is growing. It's the same thing. Then 90 comes and it's still like the 80s. 1990 was still like the 80s. And then 91 came and holy shit, did it like hit me hard. Like, wow, it's over. But Maiden survived. No Prayer for the Dying cut through the 90s, which is interesting.
Did it sell though?
Oh yeah, it was all over MTV.
All right.
No Prayer for the Dying. Then after that, Dickinson left. They fell apart. Took another decade for them to get back together,
Hmm.
close to it. So I don't know. But like now, that's doesn't exist.
Well, now it's a whole new climate. Now you need to learn how to adapt, or you're gonna quickly die.
All about adaption. Yeah, you're
You gotta
right.
adapt to. You gotta stream. You gotta get on TikTok. You gotta also, and that's if you want to thrive. But I'm not sure because this day and age is very interesting. This is we're seeing a lot first.
Yeah,
We're in the new deck. We're closing. We're about to close out the 2020s.
yeah, and
So
it's to me not there's nothing impressive from 2020 except for Geese to
Geese
2030.
might be a revolution.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
like what is impressive from 2020 going back to my 1920 episode, 2020 to 2030. What is it? Name five bands that you're just we should do episodes on.
We got some geese.
Well,
Um,
obviously Geese. Yeah,
uh, yeah.
there's no nobody zero, and to me it's sad. That's the sad part because from 1970 to 1980, forget about it. 1980 to
I, I will
1990.
admit, if you listen to the Billboard Top 100 right now, like, or go on Apple Music or Spotify, and you look at the global Top 100 or US Top 100 or Top 10,
Yeah.
um, listen to it and see what you think, because that's what is
Oh
new.
no. Yeah. It's garbage. I mean, I couldn't listen to it. I mean, that's why we're rock and roll archaeologists. We're just digging the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
With the
I think
exceptions,
I
there are
think
exceptions.
on our show we're keeping rock. I feel like um music. There are no genres. I mean, the idea of a genre is dying. Like
It's yeah,
people are now listening to everything at once.
yeah.
So, and now what's not even a genre, it's a trend now. Like trends is like the big thing right now. So,
Reals, the
for
real
example,
world.
Kate Bush trended. Like she
Right.
actually trended, and the young people were actually listening to Running Up That
And
Hill.
that's cool. That's a
Right.
good thing.
Stranger Things, nostalgia, trending. It trended. Actually, now I think no, Joe, as a critical, I did try watching, like looking. I think the show is kind of like sloppily written, but that's just me. Um, but but it trended and it's making a lot of old songs trend.
Oh yeah.
Netflix is the trend right now, like so no genres. Like for example, if you come out with metal, yo, you're not gonna make it. There's
No.
no music scenes anywhere. Maybe
No.
in Europe, but America, maybe in Latin America, but
Yeah. Yeah.
in um in America, there is no more CBGB scenes or like
No.
there's no
No.
there's no Canterbury scene. There's
No.
no scenes. People are home on the internet on their phones. So
Yeah.
you need to figure out how to get them.
Well, this is a scene. DJs. That's the thing.
Oh no, but that's Venice scene.
No, but like it's so popular. You know
No,
what I mean? It's like
kind of. I feel like that's gone too. It had its glory. Um, but you need to understand the DJ
no,
nowadays.
when I think about like what I see on Reels, like I see so many kids that are DJs.
But
Like like
but
like
but they're at like drug-fueled alcoholic parties. And not what they
right.
just do is that it's not really to be a DJ, all you're doing is you have to just you're just putting on music that
Yeah.
pleases, and it's not really, it's always been a scene, but it's not really a scene. It's just party.
But
It's like
but it's like what it used to be like to be in a band. Like there were bands, and now DJs are. I mean, I from what I come across, I see so many people that are DJs like on Reels and promoting themselves. It seems like that's kind of alive as a thing, even locally too. Just DJs playing everywhere, like Daquan, Allen. And I think it's cool. I actually
I,
think that's kind of cool.
it's always been a thing, dude, though. Like
Yeah, I've never really
it
thought. I
had,
never
okay,
really thought.
look, in terms of musical history, it had its peak in 29, 2011. The peak, the dude, the electronica, technos, dude, it
Yeah,
was everywhere.
yeah.
Now we're seeing sort of now the end of it, but it's the reason why it's so popular is because the people now I don't know if you guys would go to a DJ fueled rave or party or scene, but the reason why it's popular is because what they do is again they get the turntable and obviously the idea of the old school DJ scratching and like and
Oh
putting
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
that's I mean it kind of exists, but not really. But what they're doing is that they're snipping music, they're letting the party go on. The music that they touch upon can depend on the DJ itself,
yeah,
but especially it just like it's just for you, it's just to get people dancing.
yeah.
And again, I mean unless I'm wrong, a lot of it's drug fueled, a lot of it is alcohol fueled as well. So
And
they're not really
there's
listening.
no, and there is no Swedish House Mafia now or Daft Punk.
Well, Daft Punk is unique in that, okay, and there was sampling culture starting in the 90s, peak as well in a way in like 2010-ish.
Yeah,
But today, I wouldn't call that a scene. It's just party music, but it's not
yeah.
really a scene. And I don't think it's a scene that you would go to.
No, I
Unless
would
you two
never do.
want to, you'll see what I'm
I
talking about.
mean, I just appreciate it because kids are actually doing something I think is kind of creative. You know what I mean? And because I see this all the time on Reels, and I'm like, wow, like we used to play in bands, but now the DJ is kind of the new, like being in a band from what I'm
I would
seeing.
push back on that. Nah, that's gonna die pretty soon too.
Oh, something else will take it over. You know what I mean?
No, no, it's been dead since like 2015.
Yeah.
Right
Not
now,
the
what's taking over is
AI music.
well, not yet, not yet, but that's coming. That's the next wave.
Yeah.
Um, right now it's very confusing. There's not really a specific genre, and
No.
hip
Well,
hop is
rap,
still
rap.
dominating.
Yeah, rap
It's still
music.
dominating. That's and also figures like Bad Bunny are changing the scene because now they're becoming like very popular. So who knows what else is coming down the line in terms of that? I know you're looking
Don't,
forward to that.
don't get me on the rant.
So that's coming down the line pretty soon. But in terms of rock music, uh, yeah, it is sad that the way it's gonna survive is like our show, where it's gonna be like a refuge. It's gonna be an oasis
Yeah, yeah,
in this musical landscape.
yeah.
Um,
The only rock music that's going to be alive is the bands that we try to save and talk about. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Like, I mean, or Rick Beato or that English guy, other podcasters that are archaeologists for rock music. Other than that, your Geese, there might be another Geese in a couple of years that comes out. You know what I mean? But like, who knows where Geese
You
is
know,
even going to
and it's
go?
funny, I talk to people when I go, I still go out. Well, not anymore though. Oh, occasionally I'll do. I mean, it's what do you listen to? And okay, if I figure out rock, get this. I ran across somebody, and there's a band, I think they're from Australia, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Have you heard of them?
I did. Yeah,
They're a great band. My only flaw with them is that they're too all over the place. They're
yeah,
playing too many genres, like too much.
yeah,
So it can get cut, and they have like 25 albums, like too
yeah,
much. But okay, cool. Do you know any other bands? Nah, not really.
yeah.
Really? You don't listen to Led Zeppelin
I,
or Beat?
Well, and this person you asked, were they younger than you?
I would say my age.
See,
And
that's
that's
even
and
that's
that's
sad.
my age.
That's sad.
That is my, I mean,
I I,
God
I
only
just
knows.
I talked to an 18-year-old kid at the temple the other day.
Oh, and one more thing before I forget, just because something came across without putting too much detail. Put on George Harrison. Nobody knew who this dude was.
Yeah,
George Harrison. And I'm thinking, wow, that is insane how they're
yeah.
becoming forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The mentality is so different. Like this kid I was talking to, like, trying to make conversation about music. What do you listen to? Oh, I like rap. Who do you like? And he's naming all these people. Um, and I'm sitting here going, if I was 18 and you asked me what I listened to, the list would be fucking insane, from Pagnini to fucking Maiden. It just, crazy how the brain is different, is different than it was back when you were young, when I was young, when Joe was young. Anyway.
Well, the one genre that I think is really eroded is country music. It really is kind of like a country pop
That's
blend
true.
now.
That's a great point. Oh my God.
Joe, it's funny because people have put on the young people. So country made a comeback. That's another entry, but not the country that you're thinking of. It's the one that Joe's mentioning. I'm listening to it, and I was trying to be nice, but I was like, this shite is lame. It's
Oh,
lame. It's
country
Yeah.
like,
music has been lame for the past 25 years, with the exception of Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish.
oh, dude,
Hootie.
but nah, I think I don't think they're lame, but the consensus is that they're lame too.
Well,
Some
one
of
of the
these,
first great crossover artists was Shania Twain.
Right.
it's
And
great.
that's in the
And
90s.
she was a worldwide sensation, produced
Garth,
by Lang.
yeah,
And, she made it work. It was fantastic. But now
yeah,
some of the imitators are doing that sort of pop country
yeah.
hybrid. And, oh man, do I miss Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson,
Well,
Charlie
Oh,
Rich,
dude, see that country is
Lefty
dead.
Frizzell,
That
yeah.
Jerry Reed was fantastic. There's
right.
so many
Oh,
good
forget
ones.
about that. I mean, that kind of it makes me think of maybe a future idea on country music. But yeah, so that country is dead. Like the
Yeah.
country the young people are listening to is like I don't even know how to describe it. For me, it's lame. But
I miss Merle Haggard.
And
God,
they rap in it, and it's even lamer when they start to rap.
it's a new genre that got kind of popular and then kind of died. But yeah, it's still a thing.
I mean, there were some great country bands.
I mean, people think country music nowadays like that song Red Solo Cup. And I'm thinking, okay, I mean, you guys have ever heard that song Red Solo Cup by Red Solo Cup? Like, you never heard of it? That's the
No,
most popular country song that everyone thinks is country. I'm
really.
listening to it, I'm like, all right,
is it the one where everybody's getting tipsy?
yeah, so
Everybody's getting tipsy.
it's by and I mean, oh, Toby Keith.
Oh,
Well, he's old. He's been around for a
So,
long time.
but there was a song that if you go, okay, so 'cause I don't know if you guys go out. Okay, so country, the pop country. No, I'm not sure because I go out and it's sort of like I'm doing field research. What pop country has made a comeback, and also sweet songs like "Sweet Home Alabama." Now, mind you, they don't know it's by Leonard Skinner, but or songs like Kid Rock's. Kid Rock did this weird cover of, um, I think he sampled.
Sweet
uh,
Home Alabama. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's actually it's a
the
good
young
song.
people love it.
I like that song. Yeah.
But one of the songs is Red Solo Cup. They love this song, and the especially particularly the young, like they love this type of country music. Now, for me, it's lame.
Yeah.
It's total shite. It's not Graham Parsons or Emmylou Harris or even like Joe said, Johnny Cash. I would even go back.
But even in the '90s, there was a good country scene.
Yeah,
You
I think that
know,
quickly died though.
and I
I
always
know,
bring up.
if you guys heard, there's an artist Jelly Roll that won an Academy Award. Apparently, his stuff is getting raved. There is some hope. There's another artist too that also lost the Grammy Award in the country genre to Beyonce. I remember that artist.
Yeah, yeah.
Forgot the name. He apparently released a really good album. But
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
who
I
was
can't.
his? What's his name?
Oh,
But you know what's
fuck.
funny? But the young people don't know this. They
Chris Stapleton.
Chris
Yep,
Stapleton, which is
that guy is good. Let me tell
He
you
is
something.
very good. Great
he's
songwriter.
probably one of the last ones. But again, but what I'm finding out is that the young people that listen to country, this is now what they're listening to. They're listening to like really awful stuff. It's really god awful. I mean, it's a tragedy. And it's music sounds so clean and sanitized. It's just I don't know. Like it's I don't know. For me, it's offensive.
All right, Manny, what you got to do is you got to cleanse your palate by watching the Ken Burns documentary on country music.
There we go. There we
and you'll
go.
feel so much better afterwards.
There we go. There
Yeah.
we go. I'm gonna add that as a palate cleanser. But yeah,
Yeah.
so okay, so going back to the topic at hand though. The Cheech
Yeah.
and Manny Show. I mean, this is what we do. This is the oasis where we can talk about this.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't
Yeah.
even mention Play Jocko.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
favorite.
Oh
I
my,
think that's my favorite segment.
That was a great
we talked about
episode.
that, how unscripted and random that was, and then not random because it made sense.
Well, it brought in, it was Kate Bush and it was Jocko, and then you made it into one episode
Yeah.
because it was a free talk. You were just like, oh, follow my lead, and then I was like, Manny, stop right now, and we were going on this for about an hour. This has to be an episode.
Yeah, yeah, and you were, I think it all started with the fact that you have never truly experienced stage fright,
Yeah, yeah,
where a
yeah.
lot of other people would
Hmm.
have anxiety, butterflies before going on stage. You
Never,
feel
never, yeah. I
experience.
never felt that experience. Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah,
no.
and then you went on like a full Jocko, you know, like
Tutorial.
tutorial, the album, your experience with the bass line,
Yeah.
the Jaco Pastorius, and I know that's a topic that you and I talked about before too.
Oh, yeah. We talked about Jocko.
The bass lines.
Yeah, before we even did the podcast.
Hmm.
He's a um. But yeah, so many great. Just what we just did now, going on this rant of like from Metallica to Red Cup, two girls in a red cup. You know what I mean?
You guys never heard that song, Red Solo Cup?
no.
No, let's have a good time. Like it's so dumb,
Yeah.
god
Uh,
awful. Yeah, anyway, this generation is listening to really god awful music.
they do. They
It,
do. Especially
if I
the.
can quote the Who, Teenage Wasteland. I mean,
It's happening.
it really is. I'd rather take the Teenage Wasteland from the '60s.
That's why I can't wait to do music through the genres or centennial. Because like I much, I mean, I've been listening to music since in the 1920s right now. You know, I would rather hear that, and I played you some of the, it has that like Little Rascals corniness to it, but I'd rather hear that
I'd
than
rather hear that.
that
No,
because
and
it's genuine.
dude, I was listening to just one thing too, guys. Like I was listening to old school salsa from the '70s.
Oh, forget
And
about
I'm
that stuff.
listening
That's
to it and I'm hearing African rhythms and jazz rhythms. So it kind of makes me angry how certain somebody is taking that genre,
yeah,
really not doing nothing. He's just like
pollu-
degrading.
polluting it,
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, but
shitting on it. You
I'm
know,
listening to the old Willie Colon, Hector Lavoe, and then going back how Santana incorporated salsa into rock. I mean,
forget about it.
that's a genius thing, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna throw this out there. What would Tito Puente think of Bad Bunny?
he's probably rolling over his grave.
Totally is. I mean, we won't go there about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy.
But anyway, but that's what we do on our show. We
Although me and Raph had a conversation about him today, and I was kind of brutally honest.
what was his opinion?
He's like, all right. I said, Daddy Yankee's way better. You know what I mean? And he's like,
Dude, well, ask anybody. He invented reggaeton.
yeah,
Dude, he literally single-hand it would already existed, but what I don't understand is, all right, at least he's using his voice. I
yeah,
mean, I'm just enough said. But if you listen to the old school stuff like Willie Colon, Hector Lavoe, I'm listening to it and I forget how natural, beautiful it is to listen to natural instrumentation.
dude.
And
Watch the
because
Mambo. You ever see the Mambo Kings?
yeah, dude,
Oh
yeah.
my God! I
Mambo is a
mean,
whole different genre,
yeah,
but salsa is jazz. And I'm listening also with polytechnical African rhythms thrown into it. So
yeah,
it's a refreshing to hear that natural instrumentation. And you know what's really funny? I was having this conversation with somebody and showing my jazz. I'm sorry, my salsa taste. Didn't like it. Well, no, did like it, but noticed that it's different. Salsa then transformed to more romantic stuff,
yeah.
you know? But anyway, my point is, yeah, so talk about death of genres. I mean, I don't even know. It's bleak, but the Cheech and Manny Show is the oasis in this desert. So if you come
Yeah.
here, we'll give you drink, we'll give you the good stuff, and we'll
Yeah,
tell you.
you're gonna learn so much about great rock music, I mean, and now even more. Now we're taking it to the next level because we're doing music through the this the generations. Like, I mean, I've been listening to friggin' the Count Basie Orchestra, and like holy, oh my God, this stuff is like unbelievable. When you listen to it with a fresh pair of ears, and you're like, they were way ahead of their time. Or we're talking about the crooners, how these guys sang, you know, and that
Mhm.
stuff I sent you. I mean, it's corny, but if you listen to it from the perspective of somebody living in that decade, it's like listening to the music of today. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, man, more good things to come for the show. 100th episode. Joe, thank you, thank you, thank you
It
for
was really fun. I really thought I was only going to be on for the Led Zeppelin albums, so I would have been gone by now. But
no, you're a
Bob
part
Dylan's
of
Desire got me all stoked up, and
you're a part of this show as long as Cheech and Manny are living
I know. And
and doing.
we're doing this show. I mean, he's technically the third unofficial official host.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I can describe
I'm
you,
the young part of Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Young.
Jeff.
Yeah,
I'm the young. I'm the special sauce.
you are. You are.
Silky Joe.
You are. And we got so many other things planned. So I'm always thinking about what stuff we can always incorporate, as a trio
Yeah.
when I'm writing the stuff. Me and Min are always talking about it and stuff. So definitely. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other episodes. I think we covered everything.
Well, Joe, any more stuff?
Do I have any more stuff?
Mm-hmm. That we
I had
missed?
it, and I just lost it. Oh,
You should be shot, Joe.
I know. Wait till we get to whatever happened to Jugular with Roy Harper and Jimmy Page, because I have a feeling that we're going to have so much fun with it, and enough people are going to watch it that we're going to put it back on the charts. They're going to have to reissue
Oh,
the album in America.
imagine that.
I was telling Cheese, there's nobody talk. We're gonna be breaking new ground.
And
Sure.
we can't find the two tracks, even on whatchamacallit, Spotify. It's only 6 songs on that album. It's 8, but only 6 are available.
Oh, I have
Yeah,
it.
but I have it on vinyl.
Oh, and yeah, so Joe has the official vinyl.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think, yeah, I know the two songs that are missing.
yeah.
They're not the best songs on the album. Although
That maybe
Advertisement is a very strange, unusual song.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, we probably should have a listen to that. But
yeah.
what's going to happen is we're going to probably dispel the thought that Jimmy Page was inactive in the first part of the '80s. He was actually doing a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
really was. A lot of it was special guest appearances, which he on occasion still does to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Death Wish 2 and playing with Roy Harper, pairing with the
And
Beach Boys.
now
You know,
this is all pre-firm.
yeah, pre-firm.
So wait, he toured with the Beach Boys?
He appeared with them in 2 shows on July 4th
Wow.
of 1984 or 5. Yeah, he performed with them in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C.
Okay, now I'm curious. So from 19 when Zeppelin ended,
The first thing he did was he got into that conversation with Chris Squire at a Christmas party, and Squire could tell that Jimmy just wanted to play. And he
yeah,
said, well, why don't you get together with us? And
yeah.
remember, the XYZ came about, but didn't last because Robert Plant did not want to be the singer. He wasn't ready to come back yet.
Right, and that was right after Zeppelin. And then he did the Arms concert.
Yep, did the Arms concert tour.
Then Jugular happened right after that.
That would have been in late '83, and they released the album in '84.
And then the firm, and of course
Yeah,
Death Wish. So yeah, he did. Yeah, it's
yeah,
interesting.
and Live Aid. I mean, I know that was a horrible situation. It was just everything was working against them.
Yeah,
The
but he was
expectations
he
are too
was
great.
he
You
was
know,
busy. He was
yeah,
busy. You're right.
yeah, he was busier than people give him credit for, but he was trying to kick heroin at the time. Also,
Yeah.
I'm sure that affected him. In fact, he was also approached by the director of Death Wish to do another movie called Scream or Scream for Help, and Jimmy said I'm too busy, and so John Paul Jones actually did that project.
That's a great soundtrack. I had owned that when it came out in
Yeah,
1984.
I've got it on vinyl. I think it's called "Scream for Help."
There's a song, it sounds like Black Dog. That's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
really, really good album. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
Sean.
So Jimmy gets this knock on him that he wasn't busy enough. He's not doing enough. It's not easy to write great music, right, Cheech?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the
Oh,
expectations are it's impossible.
also,
that's
You can't have under the sun.
can we talk about how Jimmy Page was like doing everything in the 70s?
yeah.
Production. I mean, anybody wanted a break. I'm like, all right, guys. Like,
And honestly, how could you top? You can't top Led Zeppelin. I don't care what anybody did in the 80s. I don't care what they did in the 80s. You can never top. They can never be topped. You know. Um, as great as the firm is, and that is an amazing super group, it doesn't come close to anything that Zeppelin
It
did.
was never the firm was never designed to be a long-term project.
Yeah.
It was designed to be a two-album thing, and it got Jimmy back out there touring and enjoying the music again. And Paul
And
Rogers, a great
and
guy.
it's a
Tony
classic,
Braxton,
great bass player. And
yeah.
it's a classic album. It really is. It's for the time, oh my God, when it came out, oh my God. Mind blowing for me. I couldn't believe it. Radioactive, it was like, whoa, couldn't believe that.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, what trickery is he doing? He was making some very unusual sounds.
He was such a good album. And then they never, only, one other album, All the King's Horses, I think I remember was it one song,
Yeah.
the second firm album. Uh, but yeah, you know, but anyway, so hopefully in the 200th episode, I'm curious to see where it's gonna take us. That's what I love. What path we're gonna be going on.
I think it'll be an AI thing. There'll be
it's
my
gonna be
role.
it's gonna be a
I'm going to
cheap
be
AI
replaced.
rant.
I'm going to be replaced.
I think we're all gonna be replaced. It'll all be
We're gonna be like
AI.
AI bots. AI
Yeah.
is gonna begin writing our episodes.
This meeting is being recorded and companioned by AI.
Thanks, AI. AI overlords.
But it's so funny when you punch in our episode, AI breaks it down.
And, we got a lot to thank AI, but then many things that probably not so great.
Yeah. But they
Um,
put it in a book form, which is so cool. Reading it.
dude, it
You
literally,
you you can read this episode.
it's
You don't
crazy.
even.
It takes away like that agency, which is nuts. It's
Yeah.
gonna make people uh better not talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna make people literally the Matrix movie, 1999.
Or what did somebody
Or
say?
iRobot. Remember iRobot?
What's the one with Jim Carrey where his life is being scripted?
N- No, that's a different type
Um,
of theme.
no,
That's
no, I just saw a thing on that
that
where
that's uh oh, it's a great movie too.
It
uh
is Ed
a guy
Harris.
a guy was saying that life is starting to feel that way. For him. I watched this guy's blog on Reels, that Truman Show,
The Truman Show.
and he was saying like life feels like it almost your life is being scripted for you. You know what I mean? The world that we live in. This is this guy's whole theory on it.
Mhm.
And then they showed like he would see the actors taking a break, and he'd be like, "What?" He would get like little glimpses that, wait, this isn't real. Great, great movie.
Mhm. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think
looking
that
forward.
speaks to a different problem. But yeah, that movie's great
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, AI is definitely, I don't know, scary. It's not. I mean, it's positive for some things, for research and stuff like that, but you got to. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's doing a lot of weird things. Making people not write anymore, making people not read anymore, making people it's kind of bad, but that's
Yeah.
a whole nother topic for another episode.
Yeah, AI will have a distinct impact on education. I mean,
Uh,
will kids ever have to really do a term paper ever again? Will they ever have to research,
shocking.
use their own thoughts?
I have signed, let's say, like bonus credit papers, and it's crazy because they use AI and I can see it. And I'm thinking, dang, so they're not gonna be able to think for themselves?
But it's not plagiarism,
It's so
right?
controversial. I mean, colleges are fighting it right now. Uh, it's just, it's and the argument goes like the technology's there, so why not use it? So a lot of schools have been teaching to use AI. The kids are not listening, they're using it. I mean, I don't know. They don't like you're in the 80s, you don't see the young people don't see the dangers because it's robbing them. For example, I will admit it, authors writing books are going to be rare. They're going to be, maybe it's a good time to go in the industry because they're to learn how to write is going to be a lost skill
Yeah.
because people are not reading anymore. I mean, not reading, that's been a problem. It's going to get worse too with music because now kids are not going to be listening to music at all. And they're
But
gonna have AI generated beats, and it's gonna get so great that you don't need to listen to an artist's music. AI will give you right on the spot. You want soft, easy listening music, just type it in, and that's the future of streaming. So I can already see it's sort of like I was thinking of
so
writing like a
it'll
science fiction novel based on this.
it'll create, like, I want Rush and Air Supply to have a song.
Yeah,
Make it.
yeah. You don't need to listen to the act. You can just put it in. It's coming. Spotify is gonna be on the forefront with it.
Now that's wrong. Like spot
Mhm.
they now there's
Young people
no
will tell you no. They want that. It's coming. This is the next apocalypse in music. So I don't know what that means that it's gonna make the art of making music obsolete. It's kind of weird.
but the one thing AI can't do is perform live.
I'll be honest, I don't think young people care about that. It's sad,
That's
dude.
even
I
sadder.
am I am the prophet giving you the warning. Like
Yeah.
just from what I'm seeing, it's pretty we are gonna have to we are the we're gonna have to keep these traditions alive. So what we do on the show is that we're keeping these traditions
Yeah.
alive on the internet.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad for the young people. That's what I feel
Yeah.
bad for. And
Because
like you, when you saw grunge in the 80s, you weren't seeing the big picture. No one, when they're young, no one really sees the big picture, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
No one sees when Nirvana came out, oh, heavy metal forever. And then you see this and it breaks your heart. And
yeah,
even in another genre, hip hop took over in the 90s. People don't talk about that.
yeah, yeah.
But so you had those two forces. But today, the young people don't realize, and again, it was the concept behind Lifehouse, Pete Townshend's Lifehouse in the Who. If you look at what he was trying to do with the rock opera, he was describing this situation and he was talking about a melody that was going to set you free. This was Pete Townshend's idea, which is brilliant.
Hmm.
He predicted everything that was going to happen, that people are going to be in a bubble and everything's going to be given to them. And the idea was that there's going to be somebody that was going to give them the melody that was going to free them. And that was going to be a the rock melody. But anyway, that was his rock opera idea. Imploded and it became Who's Next.
Oh
So if
my
you listen
God.
to Who's Next, there's an apocalyptic sound to that album and the lyric.
Yeah. Scary, man.
But that's why we exist to talk about this.
Yeah.
And this is the oasis.
And all I have to say, as I get up there in age, I thank God I grew up when I did.
Yeah. I'm
I
sure
mean,
Joe, you have the same
oh,
opinion.
and Joe, as a like growing up and seeing the bands like that Joe saw.
I mean, Joe saw Yes live. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw the glory of
Frank Zappa,
Frank Zappa, the glory. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad it's on YouTube with some performances. They survive, and
Well,
you
the
can.
AI performances are cool when they upgrade them, with AI. Like that's a positive thing. It's like you're at the
Yes,
concert,
that is a positive. Yeah, yeah,
you know.
sure.
But when they do that, um, but I don't know, man. It's really scary that these kids could just
Yeah,
put
I'm
in
telling
AI.
you.
I want
I
Beethoven and Tupac. Okay.
I'm telling you, I already see what Spotify is doing. It's coming. So what they're gonna do is that the AI algorithms will be so powerful. You don't have to listen to the Beatles. You can just put in, hey, I just want, and by the way, death of genres. It makes sense because
Hmm.
then kids are just gonna put, I just want to listen to something to do studying. And it'll give you self-generated beats and music. And at first, it'll be like an automatic playlist. It's already there, but eventually, it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be just artificially music. It's not even made by anybody.
That's so sad. I just wonder in 10 years what music where it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be all AI.
Yeah. And that's not to mention computer generated beats and lyrics, which is also coming. That's another thing. Rick Beato talked about this, where
Yeah.
it's you don't even need a musician anymore. Because remember how computers already took that away.
Yeah.
So when it comes to production, you don't really need you'll just have automatic, you know.
Nobody goes in this. I mean, I bring this up in the 1920s
So you're gonna
episode.
see the death of studios, perhaps.
Oh yeah. Well, the
Music,
studio
the
isn't in your
recording
phone.
studio. And maybe you'll
Yeah.
have just something easy and I don't know. But
I mean, people record in their phone. A rapper did it from prison. I mean, so it's like he recorded an
I like
album in
how
his
that
phone
story sticks with you.
because it makes me sick. Makes me fucking sick because I spent my whole life in the studio behind the boards, you know, um, going in a booth, overdubbing bass parts, playing live with the band, playing live with the drummer, running around to listen to that playback.
Oh, do you guys know brain rot too? What
Brain
kids
rot.
are doing to their brains?
Oh, this is probably destroying their brains.
It's an idea called brain rot, and they're purposely ruining their brains.
Kids
Uh,
are. Like
yes,
kids
yes,
are,
by watching nonsense nonstop for hours. It's called brain rot.
but the kids know it's nonsense, or they're just stupid and they don't realize it.
It's a mix of both. It's sad, yeah, and so that's I don't know. I mean,
I mean, I find myself watching reels a lot
okay,
more than TV.
think about it like that. But the kids are just watching nonsense. If I can show you what I'll send you a video so you can kind of see what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And
Like
they
I'm watching news updates. There's actually a guy, Dar Man is his name, and he makes mini movies.
Mhm.
I'm addicted to these. Me and James at the temple, we're addicted to these reels. They're like 5 minute movies. But to me, I'm like, I kind of feel like, well, why don't I just watch a real movie? But I'm just like, you know what? At least I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? I'm not watching brain rot, you know what I mean? But my attention span is going from an hour movie to 5 minutes of this guy Dar Man's movies. You know what I mean? So it scares me a little bit. I don't know.
It's a brave new world out there.
I know, man.
Um,
Scary.
anyway, but okay, we left on an apocalyptic note here, but going back to more positive stuff.
Yeah.
This is
Oh
the
man, after this episode, I'm just gonna find my Van Halen album and crank "Running with the Devil."
that's it.
That's the whole point of it. Like, fuck.
That's gonna be the sound of freedom. Just the big irony.
Yeah. That's how you fight back.
Crank
Crank up
out.
your
That's what rock and roll
album.
has always done. Crank it up. That's what I do.
Yeah. Crank up your music, I mean, thank God for like YouTube and people, you could, that they post, made in concerts and rush concerts.
That's the beauty of YouTube. That's what the positive is. Like it's
Yeah.
out there. I'm glad. And they use AI to sharpen it and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
beautiful. It looks immaculate. I love that. Like that's the positive of that.
So kids, watch that.
Google's
Stay
Kurt
away.
Iron Maiden, Van
Yeah,
Halen running with the devil, and it's good. You have access to the music for free too. You don't have to pay. Yeah, there are ads, but
yeah,
it's
but
okay.
yeah, who cares? I know.
But
But
Joe, because
anyway,
we did a lot of talking. But Joe, any last minute thoughts, Joe? Thank you for being on, man. Like always, you're like the third unofficial official host.
I look forward to the next 100 episodes.
oh God, I know,
And
imagine.
actually, I think Jocko probably should be an artist of the month soon.
Definitely.
I
You
think it
know,
sounds
and
like
Cheech is going to have to like pinpoint specific
yeah.
works that Jocko did that I have to listen to because I know
That sounds like
he's
an episode idea, and we listen to it and we have a discussion.
yeah,
Definitely.
because I know you loved his solo album. I didn't even know there was a solo album.
I
Oh,
did
it's
not
I
even.
always thought it was his work with Weather Report, his work
oh
with Check.
no, no. He did um like a bunch of solo stuff. He did holiday for pans. Just him and the island drums, the pan drum. Um, he did the word of mouth band, and it's like three views of a
So,
secret or something is the
so
name of the
you have
song.
the greatest bass player, but ends in tragedy.
Yeah, yeah. Like every great musician.
Every great musician.
Think about it. They all
That'd be a good thing to talk about in the episode. Like a quick like
very
bio.
similar to Charlie Parker's life.
Right.
Wound up in Bellevue. Jocko wound up in Bellevue at one point, like Charlie Parker. You know, you know, crazy. He was diagnosed by Peter Erskstein's father was a psychiatrist as a manic depression when it just
I just
started.
wonder what caused it though. Like, it's kind of interesting.
He
Like
never slept and he played the bass. That's
I
why he
can
got so
kind of
good.
see. Yeah.
So he had this like manic thing, but he also suffered from, and the thing about him, I mean, I'm going on a Jocko trip. He was normal, family guy, wife, kids,
It's kind of odd though, right? Like I always wonder like why? Like why
straight, no drugs,
I may
nothing.
do like a psychological profile on Jocko. Like
Yeah.
why did this happen? Or why does this happen?
Straight, and then he got successful. Then all of a sudden, oh, he's
Yeah.
had an ego. He was all about ego, and well deserved. He could say he's the greatest bass player because he was, but then he went downhill as success went, and he just he lost it to the point where
Right.
nobody wanted to touch him, and I think that's where the mental illness kicked in. I don't know if he became mentally ill as the '80s progressed. And it was, I mean, yeah, he took drugs probably and he drank too much or whatever, but I think that would have happened to him anyway. I think he was just, whether he was the greatest bass player or not, he was going to go mentally ill by 36. Like Nietzsche, you know what I mean? Like all these,
Well, yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Like Nietzsche is
it's,
a not famous example. Total genius that went mad. So
yeah, yeah.
Austin Czar, maybe Czar
Beethoven.
went mad. Yeah.
So it's,
Mozart was kind of mad too. He's kind of a strange case. Anyway, now we're going on a tangent.
we did an episode on him. You didn't put it out yet. We did a brilliant episode on
Did we?
Salieri and Mozart. You didn't put that one out yet.
Okay, I gotta go. Okay, I gotta start putting stuff out. Yeah, and we still gotta do Dr. Gay's analysis. I'm reading that
I
book.
know.
So
I think, Joe, we might be up to 200 a lot faster
you think, but
than you think,
all right,
Anyway,
but okay, we'll wrap it up. But Joe, last minute thoughts. I don't know if I cut you off or.
I I am done. I gave you all my thoughts. I really did.
I mean,
Oh,
we've been at this since 6 o'clock.
I
Yeah,
know.
we've covered
Took a
everything.
little break,
Jeez,
but
no rants. Final thoughts.
yeah, Manny, thank you for the knowledge, the opportunity, the experience. Joe, thank you for the knowledge, the experience. You bring so much to the table with the records, and you do your research. And thank you guys. This is a huge part of my life.
It's
Huge
fun.
part of my life.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks.
And we have, we're on a mission like the Blues Brothers.
We're on a mission from God. We're on a mission
There's,
from the rock gods.
there's a cause, there's a purpose for us
Yeah.
to do this.
The love of music and saving.
Why we got together at the temple was like a destiny kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. I believe that.
Why people get together and make babies. It's a destiny. You know what I mean? It's like this is our baby.
Or creative people getting together and like creating something, which is really cool.
Exactly. Yeah. The creativity it's never ending.
No, we'll have ideas for
Yeah,
days and days and days
I
and
got
days.
so much shit on the back
Dude.
burner.
I
It's
mean,
that I
just
wrote.
to Joe to think about. I mean, we got the decades, so you'll probably join us on 60s and 70s when we talk
Yeah.
about those decades.
Yeah.
The post Zeppelin stuff, the Roy Harper stuff that's coming
Yeah.
up. It's gonna be all
Yeah.
stuff like Darmcock and Jugular.
Yeah.
Jeff Buckley, if we get around to it, and Jocko, and
And that's what I love.
Stable.
Like what I gotta say I love the most. Like I could sit here and write about Jocko and like I don't even need to do any research. But somebody like Jeff Buckley, I don't know much about, so I get to sit back,
Yeah.
research him, write an episode, write a format, and learn about somebody who I don't know about.
That's
And that's
that was my experience with Stormcock because at first
yeah,
I won't lie, like his music for me was a little inaccessible at first.
yeah,
But then I'm listening to him like, ooh, actually, this is really good. It's just and lyrically complex. Like
yeah,
they're so long that it reminds me of like reading really good poetry or literature.
yeah,
So I'm gonna
yeah,
have to like really like listen. So yeah, I get what you mean, Cheech.
definitely. But anyway, on the note, thank you guys. Amazing 100 episodes. We're gonna be to 200 real soon, I have a feeling. And thank both of you guys for being there and doing this podcast.
Thank you,
So,
Cheech.
Thank you, Cheech. And thank you, Joe.
All right. Have a
and
good night.
nanu, guys.
Nanu, nanu.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Happy 100 episode.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.